Just move one more thing, just a moment. Good. The bandage. Seems alright. Good. Well, as you can probably see by the text now visible below the stream, I added a panel about streaming and stream times. What? So about in stream times. I'm going to try to actually make a proper schedule, times from when to when I'm going to stream. So Monday and Tuesday I'm going to try to play Dungeon Crawl. Wednesday, Thursday and Friday I'm going to try playing games I've been trying to finish and then gave up on way too many times, so generally game clearing. And Saturday, Sunday I'm going to try running what's it called? The Dwarf Fortress. Also, now I've added background music, courtesy of the FTL what's it called? Soundtrack. Great soundtrack and really neutral, goes with everything I found. So, especially good for a game like which I'm currently playing, Dungeon Crawl, which has no music at all. So I'm not sure anybody's going to even hear this, but hey, streaming. Also, cool thing is I finally got a headset, so not a microphone and speakers anymore. I had some issues with it having what's it called, a lot of static sound and buzzing in general, and I've been fighting with that for the last hour till I found a nice OBS plugin that fixes that. So, how about we start? I generally leave the name as blank and let the game auto assign one. And well, let's play Dungeon Crawl. I've wanted for a while now to get a good troll run with what's it called? The nature elements guy, cloud guy. Also, well, I upload everything I stream to YouTube as well, and since this is going to be the first Dungeon Crawl thing I upload, should probably give a quick explanation what the Dungeon Crawl is. So, for people who doesn't know, Dungeon Crawl is, well, a Dungeon Crawler game. Full name is Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup, or DCSS. In it you have a bunch of various races, like here, Hillorc, Minotaur, Kobolds, Demon Spawns, Demigods, Formicids, and so on. Split into three categories: simple, intermediate, and advanced, going by how difficult they are to play. Each species has their cool things. It's percentage sign. Moment. Aptitudes. So things they're good at and bad. For example, let's say a fail. That's a bad example. A formicid. Those are ant people. They have their arm. What's the arm again? Dodge, stealth. Arm, dodge, stealth, shield. Oh yeah, armor. So formicids have a +1 to armor, that's how quick they get XP to it, -1 to dodge, +3 to stealth, +2 to shield, and so on. I probably should show trolls since I'm going with trolls. One moment. For example, trolls have a -2 to arm, meaning they throw armor proficiency pretty slow, -2 to dodge, it means they're bad at dodging, -5 to stealth, meaning they're atrocious at dodging, which is very true considering they have the worst aptitude for dodging and for stealthing in the game. Then -2 at shields, which means they're bad at getting shield skill. -1 at invocation, which is a religious things, -3 at evocation, which is item activation. They have a plus 30% modifier to HP growth, which is one of the best in the game, I want to say. Yeah, probably the best, tied with some others. -1 to MP, that's also MP growth. -1 to EXP growth, so how quickly I level up. +3 to MR, so basic magic resistance, which they are also on among the lowest, if not tied for the lowest with a bunch of others. Then there's other things. These are the fighting skills. For example, trolls are bad at fighting general. That's a skill that turns your HP and I think pretty much just HP, not so sure. Then there's SBL, that's short blades, they're bad at it. LBL, long blades, they're bad at it. Maces and flails, they're alright. Axes, they're bad. Pole arms, they're bad. Staves, they're bad. And unarmed combat, they're neutral. Which is what I'll be going with because, oh, I'll show troll traits later. That's the main reason I'm picking them. They have some pretty awesome base traits which kind of balance out all these things that suck. They're bad at throwing, though. Again, they're size large, so they actually get a pretty good throwing weapon. You might skill into it a bit. And bad at slings, bows, and crossbows. Then there's magic, which you might imagine is horrible. General spellcasting aptitude, -5. They are -3 at conjuration, -4 at hexes, -4 at charms, -3 at summoning, -2 at necromancy, which there's a spell that might be okay to take there, -3 at translocation and transmutation. And then there's the elementals, -3 at fire, ice, and poison skills, -4 at air, and -1 at earth. Yeah, trolls suck at everything, but they're still great. There are no gnolls, for example, which are a special case, but what you'll see, just a moment. Alright, and I also wanted to show another thing. Where is it? Recommended character help. Nope, that's not it. Can't I go right click? Nope, I'm gonna have to do that in game, I think. And then there's various backgrounds, as you can see here. The highlighted ones are the recommended ones. Fighter meaning, well, equipped with armored shield, you get a weapon that you can choose. Here, for example, a bunch of them. But you also start with skills in fighting, armor, shields, and the like. Monk is, I believe, unarmed. No, you also get a choice, and you get a bonus fate points to the first god you pick. Hunter is, well, ranged, which, if you remember, trolls suck at. But there's large rocks and nets, specifically large rocks, which only large size units can use, and trolls are just, well, are large size units, and the rocks are awesome. Then there's berserkers, which there's a specific god which outlaws that use any magic, but you get some pretty nifty skills, which is one of the actually best troll backgrounds you can get. Also helps with your innate horrible magic resistance, but I'm not going for that this time, because I have a specific thing I want to do. They also recommend warpers, weirdly enough, which is translocation, like teleporting, which I don't think is good at all. Wizards, also strangely enough. As you know, they suck at all magic, so I wouldn't recommend it. And Earth Elementalist, which is the only good, well, aptitude, well, the least negative magic aptitude they have, which does make them pretty alright at it, especially since earth magic is the best early game magic in my opinion. So they really don't need it because trolls are pretty much the best early game race anyway. But no, I'm not going with any of those. I am, as a matter of fact, going with Transmuter, which is a branch of magic which lets you alter your body and like. The troll is not good at transmuting, but there is a specific thing I really want to get in the long term. That would be a spell called First Blade Hands, which gives you really awesome unarmed weaponry, which as me going unarmed will be great. And later a spell called Statue Form, which turns you pretty much to stone, gives you a lot of resistances, which balances a lot out, a lot extra toughness and the like, but is really difficult to achieve for a troll. So I'll just pick that, and now I'll go into the class aspects. So the innate abilities, weirdnesses and mutations of a troll is that they are very large, which means they can't equip most weapon armor types. They also can't equip any normal helmets except hats and cowls. They can't have boots or gloves. Though they can't have gloves. I'm not sure if that's because they're large. I think that's because of this. They have claws on their hands. Specifically, a moment, claw 3, which gives them insane melee damage. Like, normally you deal like D4 damage, I want to say, in melee. Claw 4, I think means... I don't know really. I'm just talking out of my ass now. It's a lot of damage. It's great. Then your metabolism is lightning fast, meaning you get hungry really fast, but that doesn't matter because you can eat raw food, meat. Meaning any enemy you kill that drops a corpse, you can just eat, which is great. Then you have an unusually fast natural healing, which is also really good. That means, yeah, if I lose health, I recover it really quick. I'm covered in fur, minus extra 1 AC, and I have extremely tough skin, plus 3 AC. As you see, my base AC is now 6. That's partially due to this robe. Normally base AC for trolls is 4, but the robe bumps it up to 6. My EV here is 10, means that's my dodge chance. I am not sure if that means I have 10% dodge chance. I believe it's calculated quite different, but I'm not quite sure exactly how. SH is shield value, the chance that you will block something, and XL is level. Well, I'm level 1 with 0%. Noise is how loud I am, which draws enemies. My weapon is claw, and I have nothing quivered as a troll weapon. HP, as you can see, is 18 right now, and MP is 1. My strength is 17, dex is 10, and int is 9. And I'd like to say that's mainly due to picking, what's it called? Transmuter. Because your class determines your stats here, as well as your background. So it does the same for base skills, which I'll go over later. For example, one moment, I'll tell you what base troll stats are. Where is it? So you can't find it. Strength. Yep, their base stats are 15 strength, 4 intelligence, 5 dexterity. Meaning being a transmuter gave us 3 extra strength, no, 2 extra strength, barely anything, 5 extra intelligence and 5 extra dexterity. Which is great because we really want to show those stats up. I believe, especially since there's units that can drain stats. If a stat drops below 0, you're dead. I believe the maximum drained amount is -9. I'm not sure again. So we want to make sure each stat is above 10. And I will pretty much pump all my level up stats into int anyway, so I can do half decent magic. Strength will level up automatically as well. Every third level I'll get strength, which is something only the troll gets. So other species get, races get other things. Notably, for example, I believe merfolk get a random between all three of them. I'm not sure really. I know humans from an artifact get, I believe, every third or fourth level randomly either strength, int, or dex. So pretty much random. Some which are base good dex classes get dex every few levels, some get the int, and so on. Thralls get strength each level. Then I'll go over some other things. Base thing, well, these up here, everything up here is already seen here. These are base resistances. For example, we are neutral towards fire, cold, negative energies, poison, electricity, corrosion. Magic resistance is at 0. I have the base 3 magic resistance, but every 10 MR is visible here, I believe. Which, well, means I'm at 0, technically. Stealth is 1, which is going to go down. That's again, I believe you have a stealth above 10 at minimum, and can go to 100. HP regen is 0.46 per turn, MP regen 0.007. My natural regen really pumps that up. See invisible I don't have, so I can't see invisible things. I have gourmand, which is the thing that lets me eat meat from corpses. Fate, which is fate bonus, which I don't have. Spirit, which is that my mana acts as extra health. Reflect, which reflects projectiles, which I don't have. And harm, which is that you deal double damage and take double damage, which is horrible. Here are my equipment slots. I'm unarmed and have no shield. Eventually I'll want one. I have only a robe, though if I take it off again, I can see that armor is restricted, like the game said, meaning I can only have specific armor pieces on. That would be robes, troll leathers, and dragon hides and drake hides, because those are extra fitting or something. I don't know. Helmets, I know I can't wear normal helmets, only hats and cows, I want to say. Cloaks, I can wear them normally. Gloves, I can because of my claws, maybe size as well. Boots, I can because of my size. An amulet and 2 rings, I can if I get one. If I get them. Now, the last thing I want to explain is skills. So, not auto-click. Currently it's set like this. So fighting, I'm level 0.7, unarmed combat level 3, dodging level 1.5, spellcasting level 1.2 and 1.3. If I leave it like it currently is, so auto and automatically, it'll level up just as I fight. Meaning, yeah, if I go around the dungeon just fighting and dodging and everything, this will level up at 0 because I'm not using it, and only these things will level up. Probably pretty much exclusively the XP will go to unarmed, because that will be what I'm mostly using. That leads to a very unbalanced builds and is not good. Anyway, I also don't want the training percentages to show up, but casts. Well, you've already seen I have the aptitudes negative and everything. This is what the cost is currently. So increase to unarmed combat would be required is 4. For what, you might ask? I don't know. maybe units have certain stats, hit dice. They have hit dice, I know that. But I'm not sure how XP is calculated. But I prefer this way. It lets me better see relatively how much XP something is going to cost me. So unarmed currently a lot because it's a pretty high level. But even though it's level 3, this level 1.2 spellcasting needs more XP because -5 aptitude. But yeah, the other thing is I'm going to put it on manual, so I choose myself how much XP goes where. Currently it would be equally distributed amongst all these things, but I'm not going to use spellcasting at all early on, so I'll turn it off. I'll eventually need armor, so I'll turn that on. You need certain armor levels to negate armor penalties, or to be able to wear armor without penalties. And I'll double unarmed combat because having good damage is important. So currently, as it's spread like this, that would mean I believe 20% would go to, so of 100% XP that I get, 20% would go to dodging, another 20 to armor, another 20 to fighting, and 40% to unarmed. So split between 1, 1, 1, 2, for example. If I did it like this, then it would be 25% to everything. So essentially this gets doubled from everything else. If I turn a lot more things on, then the split will again be weirder and weirder. Like with this, I believe the split would be 16.66% or something, and this would get 33 point something. Fractions or whatever. You can also set it to targets, meaning I can click here, and then, well, not like this, but I can click here to set a target, and then instead it would only level this up to a certain level and then stop. That has uses. Yeah, it has uses, especially for things that you don't want to overlevel. Eventually I'll set that up, but currently everything here needs to get as high as possible. There's also trainable versus all skills. I can turn on all skills to see everything, but I can only train things that I have access to. Meaning spells because I have these spells and spell classes, and these things because everyone can do these things. Eventually I want to pick up a shield just so I can start training it, or I won't instantly wear it. Then the next thing is there's a bunch of actions here that don't matter currently because I'll explain it differently. I have only one spell that's Beastly Appendages, 1 MP, and it will mutate me so I get a Beastly Appendage, meaning something like a horn, a tentacle, a tail. That deals auxiliary damage, so every time I attack it deals a bit extra. It's decent if you can get it off consistently. Currently my spell would be 21% chance for it to fail, which is bad. Maybe if I can see a tough enemy in advance, cast it, see if I can get it off. But it should be fine right now. And anyway, you don't want to spam it either, not that I can with 1 mana right now, because failing a spell gives you contamination. Getting a lot of contamination causes bad things to happen. I think negative mutations. Like, skills I have here just negative. And, well, if you fail a spell right now, for example here, I failed it, gray contamination is pretty much nothing, and as I move around it'll go away, so slowly deteriorate. There's also spells here that I can learn because I started as Transmuter, so I get access to 5 Transmuter spells, 1 already learned. There is, for example, Sticks to Snakes, Turns, what was it? Arrows to snake enemies, snake allies that attack enemies. More powerful snakes come about if you are a higher spellcasting level. Then there's Spider Form, turns into a spider, you get a poison attack, better unarmed. Ice form turns into an ice creature. You get essentially, as you can see, you float on water, gain a freezing attack, resistant to cold and poison but vulnerable to fire. And there is Blade Hands, which makes your hand, gives you, I believe, class 6 or 7, which is really good for melee damage, and I will eventually really want. Trolls are also one of the best classes to take advantage of this, because they're one of the only classes with actual good reason to spec into unarmed combat. But as you can see, if I learned it right now anyway, it would be a 99% chance to fail at casting it. And anyway, I need 5 spellcasting slots to learn the spell, and I believe spellcasting slots work. Alright, I'm not really certain. I believe for every level you gain your level amounts of spellcasting slots. So at level 2 I would be able to have 2 more slots. At level 3, 3 more slots. At level 4, 4 more slots. So it goes per level. So level 1 is 1 slot. Level 2 is 3 slots. Level 3 is 6 slots. 4 is 10 slots, and so on. And spell slots work by the spell level. This Sticks to Stones is a level 2 spell, so it requires 2 slots, while Beastly Appendage is a level 1 spell, only requiring 1 spell slot. Now let's go to the game after this very long monologue. Game works simple. You can click around to move, or click into an enemy to attack. And there's a lot of keyboard shortcuts, which will become complicated to explain. Mostly what I'll be doing is pressing tab, which automatically advances you to an enemy and melee attacks, and O, which automatically explores the floor here and picks up anything that's set to auto pick up, mostly scrolls, bottles, and so on, things that you can equip and use. For example, I'll press O right now, which automatically moved me until I didn't discover the next thing, that being the stairs down to the next level, which I won't be using anytime soon, because first I want to clear the level to this floor to get XP. By the way, if I didn't mention, this floor is fully automatic, so everything in the game is automatically generated. So I'll press O again, picks up the Great Potion. I have no idea what it does. I could drink it and find out, but it's best to not do that, because the potions can be bad as well. For now, let's just auto-explore again. I found some rocks, which I don't care about. Ooh, cat. Should I let the cat in? Now I'm conflicted. Could let the cat in here, but it's definitely going to disturb the stream. It'll be fine, probably. My cat really likes to lie down right on my keyboard, which would be very bad right now. Anyway, let me continue. I've picked up some gold, as you just saw. A moment, and I saw the first enemy. So I'll show here. Let's see it here, but remember, no, that it should be here. Gold. I have 12 gold. With this I can later buy things. And here's my first enemy, a bat. If I just hover over it, I can see general stats. So max HP about 3, AC is 1 pip, EV is 5 pips, no magic resistance. And it says a general description: a large grey bat that, despite being herbivorous, is quite aggressive. It is myopic and uses echolocation to navigate. And I can right click to get more details. Here it looks easy, meaning it's an easy enemy to defeat. It can see invisible if I were invisible. It is immune to bleeding. It is extremely fast, meaning I believe it moves 3 tiles at once. It can fly, it is tiny, and it can hit up to 1 damage. It being tiny just means it gets bonuses to dodging and penalties to HP, which for an enemy really doesn't matter. But for example, there is halflings, I want to say, that are tiny, which are really good at dodging but have shitty HP, and 1 pip of AC, I believe, means they have like between 0 and 5 AC. I think. I'm not quite sure again. And it can hit up to 1 damage, which is nothing to me, because I have 18 attack, and I regen at pretty much half HP per turn. Which means even if it hit me and went through AC, it would barely do anything. And sorry, my cat is really crying to get in the room. One moment. Cat, you better not disturb me, okay? Okay, so I'll move towards the bat. So I'll tap, which will auto move towards the bat. It'll likely move I'll likely move here, and it'll likely move 2 spaces, attack me. Maybe move 1 space back. Let me see. Move. Wasn't wrong tab. Move, and it moved here. As you can see, a bat hits you but does no damage. And you may be able to hear my cat purring right now. It's a really cute cat. Don't attack the microphone cord, please. Bad kitty. No, stop. I will remove you from my lab. Anyway, it hit me but did no damage, so I'll tab and attempt to hit it, and I kill the bat. I'll click O. As you can see, there's 2 bubbling white potions here. Again, I don't know what that is. I can see a marble ring, and there's this sign right here. 2 lines, means there's another thing here. But I can't see what, which is strange. A talisman. Oh, a talisman as well. A marble ring and a talisman, which is great. No, it isn't. It's just arrows. Weird. Cat, come back. Didn't mean it. Anyway, as it's super early on the floor and in the game, I'll just randomly click the ring and hope it's not negative. It isn't. It's a ring of resist corrosion, which is alright. A bit specific, but alright. For example, here now I have R core plus, meaning I don't resist corrosion damage and corrosion effects, which is really good because being corroded means you attack at first at -2, then -4, 6, 8, and so on. Getting corroded is a quick way to death, and most corrosion enemies are a nightmare. If you think you're going to fight them, equip a corrosion resistant item and go after them. Also, as you can see now that I have the corrosion item equipped, my resistances list are plus next to our core instead of the dot. Cat, stop attacking the cord. No, now it's attacking the mouse cord. I knew you were going to be a disturbance. Maybe I'll post a picture of the cat in the description of the YouTube video, just so people can see it. See who's disturbing me right now. It really wants to play right now. That's what happens when you have a half-year-old cat. Anyway, back to the game. As you see, in this case I was lucky. The potion was just the item was good, positive, so it gave me a positive effect. If it was bad, I would eventually just unequip it without any real worries. Now, one moment. Ooh, I'm dropping frames. That's weird. I'm dropping frames a lot. Suddenly, I'll try closing something. Is it now better? It seems to have stabilized. Alright. I had my stream open as well, though closed without sound. So the video stopped, so I can see this is the chat in case somebody writes something stupid, so I can time them out or whatever. I also have a Twitch extension which shows me people writing right here on the screen, though I can't interact with chat or write in chat. Well, hopefully I won't need to. Ow, cat! Anyway, frame drops should have stopped. Yeah, I wanted to say if this was bad, it wouldn't matter that much. Early game, especially since scrolls are great, I would eventually find a scroll of uncurse and remove it, or eventually die, restart, and hopefully get a good thing. In my experience, unless you're going for streaking, taking small early risks to save later resources later is pretty alright in Dungeon Crawl. So let's continue exploring. Hello, cat. No, stop attacking the cord. And my mic probably just peaked. And now it's biting me. Here we have a kobold. They are a bit more difficult. Again, low AC, low EV, so 3 is normal EV apparently. HP is about 3. They have actually 4 damage plus the short sword. It will probably hit me for about 10 at maximum. Minus, well, I believe there's some degree of RNG for damage, so what's it called? It can hit like 10 plus minus D6 or something like that. I'm not exactly sure, but it'll never be exactly 10. And then of course minus my AC, which I also think can get like a plus minus D6. Anyway, I will just, it is currently sleeping, so if I were a sneaky guy I can sneak up to it and get triple or double damage for attacking. But what will likely happen is I'll move 1 space forward and it'll wake up because I'm a loud bumbling troll. Move, it's asleep, move, and it's awake. It actually threw a stone at me, which barely did anything. And as I can see, our fighting, well, the kobold shouted, which caused the noise bar to rise, meaning if somebody heard the noise, they'll be going towards here. Likely, well, this about this bar is like this in range. If there's somebody here, he'll be coming, or it'll be coming, but I doubt it. So I go advance again. It hits me with a stone, dealing 1 damage. I advance again. It hits me with a short sword, dealing another 3 damage. And now I attack it, and it dies. I could now pick up the short sword, but I don't care. Or the stones, they're also not that great, so I'll just advance. I picked up a scroll, they are also random. You see a scroll of Taluf Bifos. Effect is random, so I really don't care what it currently does. Likely it'll do something great. Well, most scrolls are okay. There's a few bad ones, but I currently won't use it because it's early on. If I with misfortune hit something a really bad scroll, I'd rather not die right away. Probably around level 4 I'll be testing some scrolls and some potions. We'll see. Another scroll, there's a glove here, which will be extra 1 AC and can be enchanted to +2 to be extra 3 AC, but I can't wear gloves. So I'll just continue. There's some more scrolls. Here there's a club, which I don't need since I don't want blunt weapons. And here's an enemy. Again, this time it's a goblin. They're worse at AC, better at EV. They can hit for 4 plus the club damage. So again, I just attack, miss, and it deals 4. As you can see also right now, I'm hungry, meaning I should eat or I'll soon get penalties, but not yet. I attack and barely miss it, means I was close. It also doesn't hit me. And I attack and kill it. So I can pick up its club, which I don't care, or hear its corpse. I can press C and butcher the corpse and get 3 chunks of flesh. Normally no one, well, you can't eat the monster flesh, only if you're hungry, or I believe very hungry. Maybe it's very hungry for normal units. But since I'm a troll, I can eat it as much as I want. I can just right click to eat, like this. I mean left click, which removed, for example. And I can eat even more because I'm a troll, I don't care what I eat. And get some extra satisfaction. Eventually I'll get statuses like full if I eat a lot. Also, if I press O, trolls are scripted so that they automatically eat the maximum they can from flesh, because flesh spawns quickly. Here's a giant cockroach. They have more HP, more AC, a bit less EV, but they barely deal any damage with their hits. They're also fast, meaning they move quickly. But one moment, my cat is crying with what's out because I'm not giving it any attention. Just a moment. Alright, sorry for possibly peeking the mic. And that cat is now out. Alright, so it'll likely do nothing to me. As you can see, this is also very small, which should mean it gets a lot of bonuses to AC and EV. But cockroaches suck, so doesn't matter. They're also very susceptible to poison and mutagenic energies, which means they can mutate easily. Doesn't matter, you would never use a mutation spell or poison against something that weak. They're one of the weakest enemies in the game. I tab and miss them. It hits me but doesn't do any damage. Tab again, miss, and I kill it. Now I'll just butcher the corpse, get some more, and just to show, eat, nothing. Yeah, still can't show that off. I'll continue searching, but this is a really crummy floor. Normally my benchmark for floor 1 is get to like level 2.5, for which this is a really terrible floor. Now let me go to level 2. There's a kobold again, this time it's unarmed, so it should be really easy, and it's dead. I also leveled up my fighting to level 1, meaning I believe I get some extra HP. As you can see, I'm now 19, not 18. I'll just auto explore, and also I haven't mentioned, but as I kill things, my XP percentage has increased, as I'm sure you noticed. Another new enemy is the leopard gecko. Again, a bit more HP, a bit more EV. They're essentially better cockroaches. They deal more damage, have a bit more dodge. They're not as susceptible to a lot of things, but they're cold-blooded, which means if they get hit by cold attacks or spells, they get slowed, meaning their attack speed, move speed gets halved. Doesn't matter since I don't have any such thing, but I just keep attacking. The bat, which I miss. Let me see. I'll just tab. Let me see what the game automatically attacks. The gecko, I would as well. It's dead and I've reached level 2. And I attack again, kill the bat, butcher it, get its food. Now, level 2, as you see, my HP rose from 18 to 27. Yeah, a 9... a 9 increase, which is great. That's the awesome part of being a troll. Your HP skyrockets quickly, but my magic only increased by 1. My AC stayed the same, and so on. As you level up, some things here will also increase. I'll show them eventually, if I see them. Now I also have, as you can see, 2 more spell slots, as I can now learn this. I won't because I won't be using this. So let's continue. Now there's scale armor here, which is an armor I can't equip. And there's throwing nets, which are pretty useful. If there's a tough enemy, I can throw the nets at them. They'll be netted, and they have to attack the net to get out before they can attack me. They also have penalties when I attack them, so I can easier hit them, which is also pretty great. Nets in general are really great. There's poison darts, which are okay throwing items, but I won't really need them. There's another bat which I killed. Now here's wolves. Jackals, sorry. They are about as strong as cockroaches, a bit extra damage and EV. They have also a bit extra HP, but the special thing is they're normally in packs. As you'll see, now I'll back off here, and you'll see there's at least 3 of them, probably even more. And I'll go back and back. But as I'm currently in this corridor, they can only move up to here, and if they attack me, I can just, well, if they get up to here, they can only attack one at a time, unless they circle around here, which I believe animal AI is too dumb to do. So I'll just wait a bit and then attack. Keep attacking, and I've killed them all. Now I'll butcher both of their corpses. Here it asks me if I want to butcher one, none, or all. I just pressed A for all. And I can probably show it off now. I'll eat all the meat, and now I got the full status, meaning everything I eat now will give me less food value. Normally you see this pretty rarely, unless you're something like a troll that just eats everything it sees. Also, if you'll notice for now, not everything drops a corpse at 100% chance. For example, we just killed 3 jackals, only 2 dropped a corpse. But there's some logic behind that, but okay. There's our lizard here, which is like the other lizard, the spotted lizard, just worse AC, worse HP. It dies quickly. Next there's our, what's this, a quokka? They're good at dodging, have decent damage, but they're upgraded rats more or less. They dealt some damage to me, but nothing special. Let's continue. One moment, please. Alright, let's continue. Here's a hobgoblin. It's like the goblin earlier, just more HP, more base damage. I believe they have some better magic resistance as well, but it doesn't show it. Oh, and they also have some base AC. So I'll just wait for it a bit and attack it a bunch. Get its corpse, eat, and continue on. Now I'm very full, as you can see. Now, food gives me less points. This is probably going to be, well, special rocks like this mean there's a special room, likely a shrine to a god, which is worth checking out. But first let's murder this guy and get its food. Also, a special thing here is the arrows are not set as auto pickup, because I already have some arrows. I'll drop that, as well as, let me see, I believe it's Control F? No, one moment. Which control keys is it? One moment, I'll Google it to know it better. One moment. There it is. It's a weird key, but it is the line tilted, like, how do I say? It's like this here, just tilted to the other side. So here there's all things that I'm automatically picking up. Arrows are listed at auto pickup. I'll remove that because I don't want arrows. For transmuters, they're automatically set to want, because you could transmute arrows into snakes, but I don't care. So I want throwing nets though and large rocks, so set them as such. Unknown jewelry is automatically set. I don't want more rings of corrosions, that's fine. Unknown staves and everything, wands and everything as well. Unknown items here, you'll see those later. Now let's go grab the potion. Actually, first let's kill it. Also, as you can see, I auto-explored and it automatically ate all my chunks of flesh. Now I'm engorged, which is the maximum. I'm not sure, but I think that also gives me a... no, it doesn't. Well, it's the maximum for food, and as you can see now, my chunks of flesh are waiting here till I drop. Also, as you can see, my HP, as my HP rose, so did my HP regen and MP regen. Though HP regen barely did so, because it's pretty high already. Now let's auto explore, and here we have the first shrine of a god. In this case, it's named like Sobek, I believe it said. If I pray to it, I can see what effects it has. So this is our trickster god. Its effects are essentially that you get decks of cards with special powers. Decks of destruction with random attacks, of escape with things that will make you escaping easier, such as walls around you, hasting effects, clouds that block vision, and conjuration effects, or summoning things. Also, as you pray to it and are its disciple for longer and longer, you get special effects. First one is draw a card from the deck, which is base. Second is spend MP and piety, so a currency you get with gods, which is you get to choose one of 3 cards to use, so you get some control. Another one at 8 MP is you draw 4 cards at once, which can be a lot of burst damage. And here's you stack the next 5 cards, so you can get some, so you can decide what, so you already know what's going to be in your deck, so that you have it more predictable, not as random as possible. This is one of my favorite gods to play as, but it's not that great, so I'll skip it for now. Also, there's a few gods I want. So this rat isn't sleep, but it is oblivious to my presence, and somehow I've managed to sneak up to it. So now if I attack, as it's oblivious, I have, I believe, a guaranteed hit. No, I don't. But if I hit, then it would probably be the same as sleep to deal double damage. That, or I got an extra bonus to hit. I'm unsure, to be honest, but it's killed pretty easily, and I auto-explore further. Nothing special. There's a ball python. It's pretty simple. Its effect is it can bite me and constrict. Constrict means that I take 1 damage per turn, and that I can't move away from it until I kill it, which is an issue if you're in a horde of enemies. But it's not that impressive as an enemy. It can also swim, but again, not that impressive. And auto-explore. Here there's another kobold, I believe with a blow dart. No, just a club. And I murder it. A bat, and it's dead. And these ones are an issue, an adder. They have about 11 HP, which is a lot for now. Decent HP and EV, some magic resistance. They're really quick, really small, deal up to 5, and can poison you. Poison stacks up really quick in this game and can be a death sentence. That's why our poi is one of the best things you can get as a early resistance. Especially through early to mid game, that's when poison is the most prevalent. And the issue is this guy is really fast, so it hits you a lot really quickly. Sometimes you'll get 2 attacks off when you only get 1. It has decent HP, so you might not be able to one-hit it. And it has decent EV, so it's difficult to hit it. I'll tab, and luckily instantly kill it. But it's worth a lot of XP in this case. So, something's happened. I leveled up. The experience increase leads to an increase in your attributes. So now choose between strength, int, and dex. Each 3 levels you can choose this. I believe that's constant for all races. So just increase my intelligence because I want that. And as trolls have the effect of gaining strength at each 3rd level, I also gain a +1 strength. So now I am at 18 strength, 10 intelligence. And now, as you can see, I believe my beastly appendages spell was 18 or 19% earlier. Now it should be less. It isn't, it's still 19. Well, as your intelligence increases, normally how easy it is to cast a spell also increases. Also, I didn't really pay attention to this, but dodging is about to level up, so is armor, and unarmed will soon as well. Let's continue exploring. Another rat, murder and butcher its corpse, and another rat. Good. Ooh, now this guy is an issue. This is a worm. It's really slow, deals up to 12 damage, has 18 attack, decent, and well, it's not good at dodging. It also regenerates HP pretty quickly. It's like the troll of enemies. Normally, if you're any other class, I'd recommend just, well, you probably have some rocks or something. Attack it from a distance if you can. It will probably regenerate it, or leave the enemy for later. Trolls should be able to handle these guys pretty well, as long as they don't hit you luckily multiple times. What's it called? But yeah, these can be pretty tough enemies. As such, I'll take the precaution and move 2 spaces away. They move 1 space every other turn because they're slow, and I'll try to get beastly appendages up. I did. So, your transformation is almost over. I got talons in this case. As you can see, you have claws 4 feet, talons 3. That means I have extra auxiliary damage now. Meaning if I attack it, I will get extra damage. But you see also transmutation is almost over. Because my transmutation skill sucks, my appendages spell wears off really quick. So I won't move into it, because if I move here, it will get an attack. So I'll instead wait. Spell is still up. Wait again. And now we'll both get an attack off of each other at the same time. So I attack it. I miss and it hits me for 11. I attack again. I heal 1 and I severely wound it. So I can't actually see, but the bar below here, I would guess it's about 5-6 HP left. I attack again and I kill it. It's worth a decent HP though, I didn't check. And it's a big corpse, I believe, so it should give me, no it isn't. It gives me some meat as well. So I move on, check here. Another ring of corrosion, which is a bit unfortunate. If it was anything else, I would now get another cool thing. The best thing you can get right now, I would say, would be a ring of, well, protection, which gives you extra AC, a ring of evasion, or a ring of slaying, which gives you extra hit, which is awesome. Actually, extra hit and extra damage, I want to say. There's also some other things that are good. Rings of strength or dex, which are good early game, or strength of intelligence which would be good for me as well. Though not early game or not in the long term, because I'll have better things in the long term. There's also resistances with which ring of poison resistance would be absolutely great. But well, I had misfortune and it was something I already had. Now I'll press O and explore this last part of the dungeon. And just another planet. I'll kill it and explore, and nothing is left. Again, a bit misfortunate. This floor was pretty alright. A lot of things to get. Though some duplicates. I also get a lot of XP. But about now, I would still prefer to be at level 4. Still should be fine. Ooh, this is now interesting. I hear the sound of rushing water. This means this floor has a subfloor, a special dungeon especially, which is in this case the sewers. They're not guaranteed to happen. Well, some are, some aren't. This one isn't, and it's a great place for extra EXP and extra items. As you can see, here, if you don't find it in time, the portal will shut off. So, as such, I'll start reading all my scrolls and hope for a scroll of mapping, I believe, which will show me the full floor. So, this is a scroll of enchant armor, which will get me robe to +1. I'll get an extra AC. That's alright, but I would have liked to have it for an armor piece that's better. Then this is a scroll of fear that would have made people run away from me. That's actually a rare scroll, so a bit of a shame to lose it. This is a scroll of identify, which will show me what an item is. These two things I have a lot of, which mean they're pretty much guaranteed to be potions of healing and potion of cure, which is a bit health and poison and immune poison. So rather than that, I'll identify one of these. Sedimentary, that's flight. And now I'll read this one, though it'll likely be a scroll of uncurse. Ooh, it's a scroll of teleportation. This will randomly teleport me to a random spot in the dungeon. That's quite bad. And luckily enough, it teleported me right close to the entrance. Normally this scroll can teleport you next to enemies or the like, which, as you can imagine, is bad. Luckily enough, well, it didn't, so I can go and go into this dungeon. But first, yeah, there's some enemies somewhere around the entrance, generally snake, rat related, because sewers. I'll move back a bit, kill this guy. This guy's approaching. Moving here should be fine. Ooh, there's two of them. Get these appendages. I failed. Try again. I succeeded. Move here and attack. Barely deal any damage. This guy also shouted, which might attract enemies. Attack again and murder it. My armor and dodging skill leveled up. Armor skill also makes it so that as you get higher, you take advantage of armor better. So at a certain level, I'm not sure what, maybe it's listed here. Might be 2 here, I'm not sure. At a certain level, your armor will start giving you more AC. So eventually, if you see randomly my armor pop up, it's likely due to this. Also, as the levels go, some mutations will change if you have them. What's it called? As a troll, I believe it will be at level 6 or 7. Now, next thing though, dodging increase. That should increase my EV. So my dodging skill, I don't see it increased, but it should. So wait 2 turns, kill this guy, and move up a bit and attack this guy. Normally, I believe if you're in the water, you get a penalty to dodging. This guy should have the penalty if it can't swim, which it can't. So attack, 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 and kill it. Butcher the corpses. I could butcher this one as well, but yeah, I should. And now I'll move here. All my frames. I still have more dropped frames than I'd like over the full run, but 3.3% over 1 hour is alright for now. Now let's enter the dungeon. So, this is the thing about this is the sewers are full of shallow and deep waters, and a lot of goblins, snakes, rats, and the like. Sometimes, rarely, a unique troll, which I would like very much because you can drop a piece of armor that can actually wear. That's an upgrade to this. Now, let's move forward. These guys can swim, so you don't want them. So you don't want to find them in the water. You want to lure them out while you're on the ground. I also want to be here, so these guys, what's it called? Don't get so that they can't fill up these 3 spots and attack me at once. I'll cast the spell just to have it. This time I get horns, so horns 2, which is again an auxiliary attack. And I'll just keep tabbing because I'm very unlikely to take any serious damage for these guys. Cockroaches and lizards, again easy enemies to kill. Free XP. How much do they give? 71% to 72%, so 2% increase. Here there is deep water. I can cross deep water unless I swim or fly. which is an issue because there may be loot over there. Well, let's hope I can, well, move around and get to there. Likely there seems to be one that I'll go around and around, while enemies can get to me through deep and shallow waters. And I'll have to... Ooh, this guy can be an issue, especially if you're in the water, because it can't swim and you can't. Well, you can move to the water, but that means it would deal a lot of extra damage. Well, you will get a lot of penalties to hit against it. As well, here you can feel it bit me and I got sick, to be specific, poisoned. The yellow bar represents the poison, meaning over time it would deal that much damage to me if it through all. So currently, even if I killed this enemy and just waited it out, I would survive no issues. Attack, and the poison damaged me. Attack, attack, I keep missing it. The adder attacked me again. There we go, hit, and hit. You can see how much it took from me just from random hits. Adders can be an issue, especially if there's extra and you get more of them and you get unlucky. I also leveled up, but nothing changed. I didn't get any extra points, but I'm at level 4. Let's keep moving. Press O. Again, another. Ooh, 3 in a row. That's going to be an issue. Let's get an appendages. Horns this time. And let's hope I can just... Yeah, alright. This time it's not a big issue. Again, if there were 3 in a row like that, one after another fight, I would say I have a good 90% to win. But yeah, the game can screw you over sometimes. So let's keep exploring. Ooh, this is a great sewer. Normally you only get potions and scrolls as well as some money. Here there is 2 staves, which don't matter to me, that's a spellcasting thing. A ring and gold. To be specific, there's multiple types of rings, and there's normal rings with one effect that are always guaranteed to have a specific effect. There's rings with random effects, you can have multiple effects, and you can distinguish them by looks. I believe this coral ring is the second, so one with multiple effects. Hopefully multiple positive effects, but we'll see. Here we have the first time fighting a frog. I moved out because it can swim and I don't want to be in water. Bullfrog, 22 HP, no AC with AV. It is extremely dangerous, meaning it is normally a higher hit dice enemy than you. But it deals 9 damage. But I'm a troll, I'm great at early game, and extremely dangerous normally means that you have an equal chance of beating it. Again, I'm a troll, early game enemies should be easy peasy, tap, 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 and it's dead. But it gets me a lot of XP. As you can see, my XP went to 164%. Nice. So I'll O and go. Another bullfrog, that actually does surprise me. If the game considers it that much of a difficult opponent, normally there shouldn't be that many of them. But I can see why, because this is a great treasure troll. So, that was a freaking great sewers. I gained 2.5 levels for an optional dungeon as well as good items. So, let's equip the coral ring. Hope it's good. It is bad. It is also not a multiple effect item as I thought it would be. It's just one effect, a ring of noise, meaning as I move it will randomly cause noise to attract enemies. Currently it doesn't really matter, I'm a big scary troll, I can take pretty much anything around right now, especially now that I'm almost level 6 on floor 4. But yeah, it can still be an issue if you get cursed with that, especially if there's a lot of tough enemies around, which sometimes does happen. There is something called out of depth enemies, which is when an enemy, like I'm at floor 4, when an enemy that's supposed to spawn at like floor 8 to 10 spawns at floor 4, like a mini boss. That can be tough. There's also named enemies, which we didn't see till now, which can also be pretty tough to beat, especially if there's with support. One of them is a notorious rookie killer, so notorious run killer early on. A mage with a sight that can confuse you and go invisible, but not sure what's it called now. I'm ashamed for forgetting. Never mind. Let's fight this guy. This guy is a hobgoblin. He has a trident, which means this is a pole arm. Tridents can attack from 2 tiles away. So when I'm here, he can attack me from here. If there was an, let's say, an enemy, well, let's move closer than I explained. He also hasted himself. One moment. Yeah, he drinks a potion and sped up. Meaning he had a potion on him, a potion of haste. Now he attacks twice per turn and moves 2 spaces. Can be tough on a difficult enemy. Here though, it would be an issue if there was another enemy here, because that enemy could attack me and this guy could attack me twice from range. Thankfully it doesn't matter to me. And as you can see, the hobgoblin attacks me, no damage, attacks me again, damages me. I attack it, and it dies because, haha, troll. Here there's an orc, those have a bit more HP, intelligence, and normally always have a weapon. So let's kill it as well. Here there's some more miscellaneous enemies. I can just tap through them, butcher their corpses. That actually seems like a shrine room. It isn't, it's just a set fight room. Another one of these guys, I can just go through them. Spotted gecko. Adder. Another adder. Those can be an issue, as I said. Here is one of these. Mostly I can just now sprint through floors as I explained everything. Level 6 though. Let's increase intelligence again. Strength increases automatically. And DCSS appendages is still the same skill level. And nothing leveled up yet, which is weird, but okay. Ooh, this guy can be a bit of an issue. He's an orc. Again, normal things, almost harmless as you can see. But he has a +2 axe of venom. Meaning he has a +2 to damage and hit, I believe. And the axe can poison me. Let's get an appendage. Yep, I got bovine horns. And let's hope I kill him before he seriously poisons me. I miss and he poisons me. I hit and I kill him. This is a decent early game weapon if you're an axe user. I would definitely take it if I was an axe user and I don't have anything better. But the issue with poison weapons is it poisons the carcasses of enemies, so you wouldn't be able to eat dead bodies if you gain hunger quickly. So poison weapons, for example, for trolls would almost be a death sentence. But never mind, let's continue. This is the common thing now with orcs. They come in packs. And let's move back a bit. Thankfully, none here had a pole arm, so that was fine. But they also commonly come with priests or mages. This priest is dangerous, extra HP and stuff, and it can cast spells. A normal cantrip, which is an easy spell. Heal other, he is a guy, not an issue. Smiting, which inflicts torment damage. All non-believers take a lot of damage, and there is pretty much no way to resist that other than magic resistance, and it deals a lot of damage. If this guy decides to spam smiting, I can die in 3 rounds. There's also pain, which is a similar spell. I believe it's weird. It's a weird spell, but it also can deal a lot of damage. Thankfully, the AI normally doesn't like to spam it that often. So I attack. They don't do anything. I attack. Nothing really happens. Priest looks braver for a moment, which is idling. I attack. He does nothing. I attack. He does nothing. And he's dead. Good. Pre-scans can be an early run killer, worst case scenario. Also, my armor and unarmed level up, so now I should have better hit, maybe better damage. I don't think so, but definitely better hit. Now this is a unique thing. A faded altar. These are rare. This is an unknown god. You can pray to it and you will randomly convert to this god, which you don't know which it is. You will also automatically get bonus XP to this god. So instantly you will get piety for it. But you don't know what god it is. It could be the god of magic, which would suck for me because I'm not a mage. Well, wouldn't be too bad, but it would still be bad. Could be the god of sneaking, which would suck because I'm bad at sneaking. Generally not worth it. Could also be the god of random, Psalm, which doesn't care about piety. It is literally a god who, well, there's a bunch of random things that you can do that makes the god entertained, and if he's entertained, he will give you random things, good or bad things. That god is pretty much the meme god for this game. Now let's keep exploring. At level 5, I shouldn't need appendage to even think about killing this guy. Also, first time we saw it here, some corpses have this thing here. The meat is toxic. Some special, what's it called? Races have toxic flesh, which you can't eat even as a troll. There are races that can eat it, for example the ghoul, I think, because they're undead and don't care about toxins. But yeah, for us as a troll, we can't. Also, I'd like to point out, at level 6 we have now 6 mana, 57 HP, regen is 0.59. Might be worth to read these scrolls to see if I can uncurse myself, but the ring isn't showing any effect for now. Here there's a god that's actually pretty good, as well as a shadow imp. Imps are pretty tough. They can have, well, shadow imps aren't that tough, but they can cast the spell, but they die quickly. This god is Mekleb. He's a really good game throughout the game. You can have an effect that gains HP from killing, so lifesteal, which is great. An effect that sacrifices 1 HP to cast a destruction spell, greater with piety, and costs no piety. When you have a lot of HP and HP regen like a troll, this god's great. You can also spend AP and piety to summon a lesser servant of Mekleb, a lesser demon. You can power greater destruction, which again costs HP and piety. All his spells cost HP, which is great as a troll, which you have HP. The greater destruction can be as strong as some later game powerful spells, which is great, or spellcaster. And greater servant is a greater demon. Mekleb is a great god. If you are new as a troll, I would say he's one of the best guys to take, especially if you want to be interactive. But I'll skip him because I want to go for a more unique god, so to say. Let's kill this guy, and that might be everything on the floor. Yep. This one's the quickest way down. You can also click on the map if I didn't mention it to move stuff. Actually, is my mouse visible? It is mostly. Good, alright, let me continue. So, next floor, we're level 6 and a bit, which is pretty alright. Currently, there shouldn't be an issue right here. Oh, one moment, my stream chat just went away. One moment. There it is. One moment. I have to check. I have a transparent stream chat thing that I can have open, which I have here. It just closed for some reason. Okay. Well, let me continue. Cockroach is easy. Here's a new enemy, though pretty easy one as well. Worker Ant, decent HP damage, average AC, EV and so on. Some MR, which is an issue if you, well, if you're a mage. It is easy to poison, fast, so it moves quickly. It deals 8 damage and it can poison you, but somewhat rarely. It is, I'd say, still easier to fight than an adder. But yeah, you can generally kill it pretty easily. Though surprisingly did a lot here. This guy, which we saw earlier on the floor 2, easy. Ooh, another ring. Auto explore, get down here. Ooh, that's also great. So first, let's see. Let's pick up everything. Ooh, so many good things. And enter here. This is the, what's it called? You can, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. This is the temple. This is a place where normally you can find about 10 or so god shrines. You can take your pick. I'll quickly go over all of them, but first let's check my other ring and my amulet that I just got. I can't unequip my corrosion one, equip this one, intelligence, that's alright, and why did I unequip it? And ooh, inaccuracy, that's horrible. Means you dodge up, you miss a lot. But I equipped both of them, waited for both of them, because likely one of these scrolls is uncurse, and uncurse everything that you're wearing. So let's just check. Nope, this is fog. Let's move out into fog. This is amnesia, which makes me forget a spell. Doesn't matter. I'll adjust abort and hopefully, fuck. Well, I don't have a spell of uncurse, which now makes my situation horrible. Well, this is a scroll of mapping, which is a shame that we wasted it. So let's go, let's see all the guns here, and I'll go explain them all quickly. This is Happily Klana. A decent, pretty alright guard, rarely used. It makes you lose 10 max HP, 10% of your HP, and you essentially get a follower, that's your ancestor. You can choose to make him a warrior, spellcaster, or hexer, which is essentially a rogue with debuffs. It's alright as a support guard, but rarely used. Fedhas, I really don't like. It's the plant guard. You can use your food items to summon plant, what's it called? Plant allies. You can affect mushrooms and things like that to summon plant allies. This is Xom, the god of random. He's fully random. This is Yermendelu. I believe that's the god of sneaking. Or no, this is the god of undeads, one of them. He's, well, he's an undead focus god. This is the Demetrius, and this is the god of sneaking. Yeah, aura of darkness, enhances stealth, accuracy, and so on. It also makes so that your shadows can attack creatures. Ashenzari, or Ash, one of my favorites. The god that makes it so that if you're really cursed, or with many cursed items, you get extra bonuses. You can also curse your items yourself, which is pretty good. It makes you immune to mental affecting attacks, makes you see invisible guys, unlock, so shows random parts of the map, so random tiles, lets you cast an effect that lets you see like 10 tiles around you on each side from the map for some time. warns you where enemies are, warns you if items are cursed. It's pretty good information guard. Not, and if as you get cursed items, it gives you bonuses to these here. For example, if you're fully cursed in armor, you'll go from my level 2 armor to like level 8 armor. It's a pretty alright god, alright. Cherbidaros is the god of slowness. As you pray to him, you get slower and slower. Slower movement, you get slower enemies, your metabolism slows, attack speed slows, but you get extra attributes, so strength and dex, and you can slow enemies, you can inflict damage to those enemies the faster they are, and you can stop time. Nameless recovered, the Shining One, the lawful good god, so to say. Prevents negative energy attacks, you can cast a shield on you, bless a weapon with holy wrath, summon an angel, cast an AoE healing fire spell, holy fire spell, cast a spell that gets you a shield. It's all around a really good god. Also one of the best late game gods, and more or less the opposite of Macbeth. Okavaru is the god of, well, warriors. You can cast a spell that gets you all attack and armor skills bonuses. Heal random will give you ammo. You can cast a spell that gives you extra, essentially haste. Heal random will give you equipment. Uskayav, god of dancing. It's weird. I'm really not sure how to explain this. It's a god of dancing. As you fight in rhythm, you get things. It's a really weird god. I'm really not sure how to explain it. This is Gozak. He essentially makes it so all corpses drop gold instead of corpses, and you can summon shops to buy things. Really bad as a troll who like needs to eat a lot, and who doesn't have a lot of equipment spaces anyway. Vehmut is the god of essentially aggressive spellcasting, makes you spell better at killing stuff. Qazlal is the god of elements. He makes it so there's a storm around you, you repel ranged attacks, yeah. You also can summon an attack of like elemental fury, so randomly you can decide a spot until do fire, ice, electricity or so on. Bit too random for me. You can give life to clouds nearby, elemental clouds, summon elementals. You can deal a lot of elemental fury. You gain resistances of certain elements, which is great, but for me, in my opinion, it uses way too much piety for effects, though it is an alright god. Rue is really weird. Essentially, you do self-harm to get cool effects. Like, it'll ask you to sacrifice your arm or your eye or your leg or something like that, and it'll give you extra effects. An aura of power that's greater and greater, making enemies harder to attack you and damaging AoE enemies. You can heal yourself for skill drain. You can gather power to leap, which will exhaust you, so you can only do one of these things at once. After a while, you can wreak havoc on your foes, skill drain, exhaust, and MP. It is a taxing god and difficult to play. There's Trog, god of berserkers, hates magic and everything. You get the ability to berserk at will, you get the ability to regen a lot, and get magic resistance. He can give you random ammo, you can call, well, followers, so essentially you can conjure powerful enemies that are also berserkers, I believe, and he'll get you weapons, mostly. Sifmuna is the, well, if the other, Vehmut is the god of aggressive spellcasters, this is more of the conservative spellcasters. He'll help you to not get contaminated, give you extra mana, give you more access to spells and the like. And Zin is the god of, he's very lawful, less good. He's the most lawful god in the game. He's against demons. He wants you to recite. You can recite the last of Zin to damage demons. Some special spells like here, imprison the lawless, create a sanctuary that people can't attack you, or remove mutations, and you can donate money for exact piety. Now, those are the gods we have here. There's also other gods we haven't seen, but that's the selection we got in this temple. All gods are guaranteed to appear to you on a run. It's just that they're not all in the temple. They can also be outside. Now, which one do I go with? Originally, I was thinking Qazlal, but I kind of got discouraged from him over playing right now. Who do I pick right now? One of my favorites would be Ash, but it will be bad because then I need 2 scrolls of one curse to remove this. So I do like Ash. Shining one is weird, but okay. Could just go Oka because that's the most simple god here. Frog is too weird. Again, Nameless would be cool, but I already skipped him, so it would be... I don't want to re-get him. I should have gotten him earlier if I wanted to go with him. I mean... It's a tough choice, honestly. Maybe I should just go Qazlal. Well, originally I wanted to go with him, so I'll go anyway. So, as I'm now praying to Qazlal, I can see his aspects here. So, currently I just have immunity to clouds. So, clouds of fire, poison, and so on. Here's the overview of his powers and his wrath. So, if you abandon him, so decide to follow a different god, you will be stripped of resistances of your elements. All elementals will be really angry at you, and he will cause mighty thunderclaps to alert your enemies that you are nearby, though his wrath is relatively short. Important thing with Qazlal though, you will get an effect that causes an aura of clouds around you. This aura is very loud, so you will pretty much always draw enemies close to you. So if you're going for a sneaky guy, never pick this god. Now let's go around and really hope for a scroll of uncurse. Another unknown scroll, please. Yes, remove these 2. God, thanks. Also, this ring gave me +4 int. So currently, as you can see, beast advantages is 19%. I equip int, and it should now be 14% because my int boosted it a lot. It's cool like that. So now I have a more consistent spell. Maybe I'll also show it like this. 1 moment. Remove that. Currently, for example, if I learn, this would be 26, 56, 93, 99. With equipped, it's 21, 47, 87, 98. Still not good, but decent. So let's go around and kill some guys. This guy is new as well. Adder skeleton, essentially a zombie, a skeleton. It's immune to negative energy, poison, resistance to cold, but it's mindless, doesn't have any poison effects anymore, and it cannot regain HP. I'd say it's a downgrade over the normal adder, but well, still an opponent. Fighting 3 at once is a bit tougher than normal, but I can handle it because I'm a troll. You should also be able to handle 3 of those enemies, as most other melee classes now anyway. Now let's move on. It seems to be Natasha, first named enemy. So Natasha's a bit special. It's a named spellcaster. You can see about its effects. You can cast magic dart, which is magic missile more or less. Call on him to help it fight and slow you rarely. So 46% chance that it even has that spell. Natasha also has a special effect that it's a cat and it has 9 lives. So if I kill it here, it will respawn somewhere on the floor. But as an elite, a named unit, it's worth a lot of XP. Honestly, Natasha is one of the best ones you can get, because, well, as I said, it can be essentially free XP if it doesn't summon a lot of imps. It also casts a spell with me that are resisted. I believe that would be slow, but I'm not certain. I attack, it attempted to claw me, missed. Currently my XP is 37% by the way, and now it's 47, so 10%, which is decent. I mean, level 6 is way too high for it anyway. Well, let's see if I can find Natasha again. It's a bit of a waste of food, but yeah, as you can see, it's here. I kill it, it even summons some imps, but it doesn't matter. Free food, a bit more to see if I can find it a third time, and that nice free XP. Now let's just get out. I could try to farm her a bit more, but it's fine. Ooh, this one though. First Ogre, dangerous, attack 17, HP 27. That guy's tough to be honest. And Prince Ribbit, extremely dangerous, high HP, very high dodging, 20 damage per hit. It can blink, meaning randomly teleport, or teleport self, meaning teleport to a specific location. Normally I can probably handle this guy, even though he's extremely dangerous, but with an ogre around as well, I'm not risking it. So I'm going to leave and go down. Here there's another ogre, he's sleeping, which now gives me a unique, well, opportunity. I could try to get next to him and do a sneak attack, or I can just cast a beastly appendage. I think it's better to just do that. Also, as you can see, level alerts me Prince Ribbit is still here. Good. Nice, I got talents. He's still asleep. I'll move closer. He woke up and hit me. Yikes. Let's just try to kill it. Oof. As you can see, got me to half HP. This guy's tough. And as you can see here, Qazlal levels up as you kill powerful opponents, or opponents about your strength. And so he accepted the kill. I gained some pipe, though it isn't listed here currently. Also leveled up, gained XP, and so on. Still, no effect on mutations. I thought it would happen already. Though I'm currently injured, so I'll wait to heal. Good. And move on. Ooh, that's a lot of enemies. Let's move here so I'm out of line of sight. Get appendages. And kill. Ooh, 2 priests are an issue. But thankfully they didn't smite me, because they can smite me while they're behind enemies. Alright, let's continue. Mapping is awesome. This is actually a tough enemy, a scorpion. Decent HP, decent stuff. 10 damage is alright, and it can poison you for quite a bit. Ooh, I'm going to get a sneak attack though. Nice. And murdered it without taking damage. I got a corrosion, an adder, and a slime. Actually, I should have. That was the first time we fought a slime. Also, that was the first 2 staves that I got. This is wand of acid. It will let me cast a line spell of acid. It's like a spell, just a wand. Evocation makes it stronger, but I have no evocation. There's also wand of disintegration. I believe it's only the first person that gets hit in this line that gets damage, or this is a full line attack. Also, as acid can corrode enemies, making it damage and hit less. Another thing here, now that I have staves, I can train evocation, which I won't, and invocation because I have a god. You can see the image of a god. I'm going to select this as well, so I start gaining god XP. Well, invocation XP. which will let me cast God spells better. Though my current only spell is Renounce God, which you don't want to do. Rocks. Ooh, here's a Greater Slime, a Jelly. 16 HP, 3 damage, but it deals extra acid damage. That's an issue. It can corrode you, deal acid damage, resistance to poison, and immune to acid. This guy can cause a lot of trouble. Thankfully, I have the corrosion resistance ring, so I should be alright. Attack, attack, attack. Yep, they didn't get corroded. Also, fighting leveled up, unarmed leveled up. You should see that I have a bit more HP. Now let's move on. Ooh, shiny bone ring. I don't have Uncurse, but I'll equip it. Resist cold. Cold resistance is alright. Doesn't come up that often. Most common things that come up are fire, poison, I'd say then negative electricity, then ice and corrosion. So I got the rarest ones. I'll equip corrosion because in a pinch I'd rather have that. And here's the slime from earlier, the ooze, 12 damage, 5 attack, nothing too special. Let's get the corpse. I can't, there is no corpse. There, this one I can. Very full. This guy is now super easy. I should inspect one of the easier enemies from earlier to show it's harmless, because I'm such a high level now. There is a phantom, he's somewhat dangerous, a lot of HP and stuff. It also randomly teleports. It can deal 10 damage, and I believe if it is hit or if it hits me, I'm not sure right now, it will just teleport. It's not that tough of an enemy, but I'll cast the appendages to have an extra chance. As you see, we miss each other, I damage it and it runs. Some more. It's annoying if there's a lot of guys around, but you can mostly capture it. Here there's the scorpion, and we're approaching the area with the King Ribbit again. Currently, I'd like to lure it closer, so I'm going to press T and T again, which will shout. That is likely to attract him closer to me. So I'll move back. It didn't, but this made me notice something. Specifically, I got a level of protection, which means now I'm surrounded by a storm. Randomly, that should mean there's going... Well, I have a shield value of 1 now, and randomly a cloud will appear. Thunder cloud here. That will cause thunder damage to anybody standing in it. Now let's try yelling again. Yelling a bunch. Nobody hears me. This is a cold cloud. Nobody hears me. Yell, yell, yell. Nobody hears me. Yell, yell, yell. Nobody hears me. Yell. Nobody hears me. Oh, they're gone. Huh. Alright. Here's the another orc. Scorpion. Ooh, Minotaur. Those are an issue. Centaur. 22 HP, quite fast, large, 10 damage, and a short bow. So they're ranged and can be a pain. So you have to get close to them while they pretty much pelt you with arrows. Eventually, because I went with Qazlal, I'll get the effect. The effect to automatically repel any. Where is it? Where is it? Here. The storm gets so high, I automatically repel missiles. So that missiles won't be an issue for me then. But currently they are. Ooh, also, here's the first time I'll be seeing an orc wizard. 15 HP, some MR, a normal dagger, and 3 tables of magic in can have. Either 1, which is magic dart, haste, chance for slow and blink. 2, magic dart, throw flame, invisibility, and change for confuse. Or 3 cantrip, magic dart, throw frost, throw flame, haste, and invisibility. Haste and invisibility is the strongest spell here and the biggest pain. So currently, what did it do? Didn't do anything. Let's move closer. Attack, attack, attack. It isn't even casting spells. Yep, it just melee. Damn thing. And I kill all these guys. Also, I think this orc that was here ended up getting killed by one of my frost clouds. Just for example. Now let's continue murdering. Huh. Actually, it's quite a shame that I can't find the Prince Frog again. Because he's a good XP gain if you actually get him alone. Oh well. Let's see if he's even still on this floor. Go back. Yep, Prince Ribbit is on the floor. Let's try to find him at least. I mean, food isn't an issue for a troll, so it's not like I'm wasting anything. But yeah, either I'm in the really bad luck finding him. I'll wait till I'm just full. We're probably just going around each other all the time. Oh well. What? Here, I'll go down here. Yep. 3 orcs. Should be easy. Yep. Kill them quickly. I'm at floor 6. Here's the god Evelyn. Or Villian, whatever. She's the god of healing. You can heal yourself for a lot of cool things. You can also heal enemies to make them, well, become your allies. She will also at maximum parity give you 1 resurrection. She's a pretty alright god, but not that great. This is a Ghost of Hunger. A lot of AV, a lot of HP, causes 5 damage, and will slowly drain your satiation bar. Can be an issue as well, but I should have it handled, especially since I have a lot of satiation. Now appendage and attack. Good. You can also get in a missing spiral with that guy, which will cause a lot of issues if he drains you to low amounts of food, because then you will suddenly be very hungry and get penalties to attack. Like currently I'm hungry, which means I should have penalties. In this case I'll just eat one of my rations, which give me more food than normal food, than monster chunks. Mostly because I've been fighting the food draining guy and because I've not been finding a lot of corpses. Here we have a black bear, quite dangerous. It can berserk, which would make it deal a lot of damage. Can also deal 9 damage and claw again for up to twice. Should be easy to handle. Yep. Too bad I only got 1 corpse here, but it is still decent food. Another ring. Let's see what it is. Ooh, flight. I can evoke it to have a 28% chance to fly. That's alright. Also gained earlier a ring of magic power, which raises my magic key for 9. I won't equip it because it's not necessary for me. Now let's continue searching. Kill the ant. Ooh, this is room. You can see it's crystal walls, meaning it's probably a pre-generated room. So everything's random, but there are certain set pieces, like this one. This one has, as you can see, enemies in the middle and loot. This one, I believe, could be one of the rooms that have multiple effects. My confidence is that it's lower, but there's tough enemies here. The centaur as first, the howler monkey, which will warning cry, draw enemies, decent attack, and this guy, a white. He has a pole arm, a lot of resistances, is undead, normally comes in packs, which is good that he isn't here in packs, but still, I should be able to just tap through them. Tap, tap, tap. Yep, took some decent damage, but I got them. Let's eat their corpses, pick out him stuff, and wait to heal. Ooh, another centaur. Let's kill him before he pelts me. Now let's see the item. It is a +5 ring of evasion. Heck yes. Now I have extra evasion chance. Ooh, sorry, I think the cat's being annoying again. Give me a second. I'll be right back. Sorry for the wait. Cat decided to just meow in front of the door and then just stand there and look at me, and then it left. Oh well, took the opportunity to get some water. What was it? Ring of evasion, freaking great. Rating that I got it, +5 evasion is pretty alright. It'll give a decent amount to my protection. Not quite as good as something like, let me see, something like a Ring of Protection +5, but still great. Also, you can see I got drained. These are now purple, and also these have been lowered in XP. For example, 1.0 instead of 1.2 that it's supposed to be. That was probably the white, which is undead and has a draining attack. Maybe there was a draining item here, but I doubt it. Now let's continue exploring. A zombie adder. Pretty easy. This is another set piece, but this is specifically with a room door. Only you can open room doors. This seems to be ice themed, so it might be worth to equip my ice ring and go inside. But first, let's clear the rest of the floor, because set pieces are normally, well, tougher than normal floors. Also, you can see normally the floors are themed like, well, walls, stone walls. This is more like cave themed. You will see, well, sometimes they have a bit weird themes like this, but not often. Well, often after it happens every run, but majority of floors are standard rock walls, unless they're sub dungeons, to which I'll get later. Now here's another priest. He's alone, so it was easy. And a mage that's also alone. They're probably supposed to be together, but okay. Dude, music went a bit up. Also, if I didn't mention, this is the FTL soundtrack. I thought it's pretty alright as a background music. Room doesn't seem tough. I'll skip actually this song. That is always set the song. The playlist. These are somewhat dangerous. They have frost-throwing spells, but I'll remove my intelligence ring, equip my frost resistance ring, and go down here. There's also a simulacrum of a hound. I'll just open, move back, and now can fight them one at a time. which will prove to be quite easy. These guys can be somewhat tough, but they have an ice attack, so as you can see, 5 damage plus up to an extra 15 ice, which is a lot, but I have ice resistance and I'm confident in my HP and regen. Level up, level 9. I'll increase my int, you feel smarter and stuff. Keep attacking, and I think I've cleared everything. Ooh, this is an issue. This is a ghost. I'm playing offline, which means there's only ghosts of my own guys, so previous dead runs. They are almost always extremely dangerous, immune to poison, negative energy, resistance to various things that you have yourself. This guy is resistance to fire, steam, and cold, deals up to 29 damage, flies, has 71 HP, 3 AC pips, 2 EV pips, 2 MR pips, and he worships Okavaru, the god of combat. This guy's an issue. I have upheaval now. I can blast him with elements, but he's resistant to most, so it doesn't matter. As you can see, also now I have a greater storm and everything, but doesn't really matter right now. I'll try to fight him. Worst case scenario, I'll have to teleport out. This is a bad scroll, but it's a good emergency scroll. So let's get our appendage. Good. And let's try to... is he resistant to corrosion? No. Let's try to corrode him. I did again. Ooh, what's this? Thunder. He avoided it. Nice. Destruction. Now I took some damage. He's corroded, so he has less AC now. I have a decent shot. Yes. Oof. Yes. Yes. Nice. Unarmed combat levels up. These guys can be really tough. Here I get a ring of fire. Gives me fire resistance, cold vulnerability, and the fire effect. Fire effect means all fire spells, fire brands as well, I believe, deal extra damage. It's alright if you're a fire spellcaster, for example, but generally not that great of a ring. What's it called? You generally want to equip it if you know you're going to be fighting fire enemies and won't be fighting ice enemies. So it's still good to have as an option, but it's not something I would actively wear. And back to rock walls. Bullfrog, those are by now easy. Another phantom. Let's move on. And ape, frog. As you can see, most of these things are now quite simple to kill. This is the first time I think we saw Crimson Imp, but he is very easy and just teleported at one stone. Normally he can already appear on floor 1, I believe, so yeah. Let's just move on. Yeah, most enemies here have been really easy to kill for now. Now this is an issue. 2 whites. They can strain my skills, as you know, and they come in packs, right? Well, like now. So I should move back. Make sure that I'm fighting one at a time, even though the orc will be hitting me as well. Unless he's dumb and goes first. He's dumb and goes first. Nice. I did not get trained. Here, as you can see, the orc's priest casts a cantrip, but nothing happens in purple. He casts the cantrip and forgets the words. Yeah, that's the good thing about early spellcasters. They are incompetent. So I attack him. Here he actually that calls down the wrath of Borg on me, his god, which deals pain to me. Thankfully not a lot, because it can deal a lot. But yeah, for now this went pretty alright. Kill the Minotaur, kill these guys. This is an invisible enemy. What enemy could it be? Ah, it is the Storm Sky Beast. Toxic meat used to be mutagenic meat, but that's not in the game anymore. It's a bit difficult to explain the mob without actually seeing it, but it goes invisible, to be simple. Another Wraith. Ooh, an armor enhancement and haste potion. Those are great. If you're wondering when we identified haste potions, it was when one of the orcs that we saw drank a haste potion, then it became identified for me as well, because I saw him drink it. Another ring of intelligence, plus, let's see how good it is. +3. Objectively worse than my one, so let's drop it. An adder, quite simple. As you can see, currently I'm having a good run, and mobs aren't that difficult on this floor, so most things are a pushover. Let's continue. Floor 8. I should be able to just tank them. Ooh, Herald though. Herald is 76 HP, high EV, MR, so on. Has the spell Harpoon Shot and Sentinel Mark. Let's actually not fight Herald. I'll move up a floor. Now, as you can see, all these fall because they were next to the staircase. I can fight them separately. Now I will cast Appendage, get the buff, and move down. And he's actually not around anymore. And there he is. I'll try to corrode him twice. I can't. Ooh, he shot the harpoon but missed me. And no, that was the harpoon. It caused me to get closer to him. That's now a bit of an issue because now I'm next to him and couldn't corrode him. Still, though he's extremely dangerous, I think I can beat him. Alright. Oof. Not going that well. And a second enemy is coming. Yeah. That's now a real issue. I could die here. Let's haste, and I'm dead. And that's how quickly our run goes wrong. That's sad. What's this been? 2 hours of a run, and now I'm dead. Ah, no, that sucks. Normally you can get to this point where I was in like half an hour. So let's do the same setup again. Same things. This time I pretty much won't be explaining anything. I'll just do doing everything as I do, and you should see me get to about the same spot, but probably a lot worse really quick. Ooh, actually we never saw the slug enemy. Oh well. Just tap and kill things really quickly. As you can see, I can mostly deal with everything like this. So some of these things that I've already done are a bit risky, but not that risky that are not worth taking this early. Because worst case scenario, I'll just restart. So let's just continue. Also, slug enemy, you can shoot a slug dart, which is a decent range attack, but nothing too dangerous. So let's just continue on. Get some corpses. Continue. This is a bit, seems to be a set piece. I think this might be the set piece with a unique cloak, which would be great. A rat cloak. Isn't too bad. Oh well, let's continue. Murder everyone. Also, a thing that could have done to prevent my death last time was A, play smarter, and B, haste up right away, or pre-drink some of my potions to find out if I had anything I wanted to buff myself with. That was a bit too conservative. Here we have the first god shrine. This one, the what's it called? The shining one, which I don't care for. Let's continue. Also, last time, as you can see, I got to level 3 on floor 1, which is how I like it. Ooh, Qazlal almost instantly. I was thinking about picking a different god this time, but if I get it this quick, I'll be able to get to a level much higher than I got last time, much quicker, which will get me a lot of more positive effects. Level 4 already. This is a unique place with a unique set piece with a unique enemy. As you can see, it's up there. I'll get back to it when I finish the floor. But if it goes badly, I might die. Here's Terrence, which is a unique enemy. 20 HP, 5 damage plus a mace. He's a pretty standard enemy. The issue is that he's pretty much a tougher than normal enemy. More armor, AC, and damage than we're used to at this point. So let's try getting an appendage. There we go. Got talons, and let's try beating him. I did, and let's continue. Right. Shrine of Fetas with nature things that you can use to summon followers. More enemies, more food. Scrolls. A potion. And more enemies. Alright, this floor's been pretty simple for now, though I still can die to the elite. And it's here. Crazy Youth. Normally he has a bunch of maces around, like this one. He also has a +4 quarterstaff of chaos. That means he deals 9 damage plus quarterstaff damage +4 to hit and damage, because it's a +4 staff. Also, it's a staff of chaos, which means it has random effects. He could hit me and then haste me. He could hit me and slow me. He could hit me and deal fire damage. Nobody knows. Let's hope the random RNGesus is nice to me. Open and attack him. Both miss. Oh, actually hit and he misses. I got hit and electrocuted. One of the worst ones. Electrocution always does a set damage, and the set damage is a lot. I attack again. I deal no damage. I attack again and murder him. Now I take his corpse. Could take the staff, but I'm, well, a melee guy. I'll take his cloak, which is guaranteed to have, equip it and gain +1 AC. Also, last time we didn't really have a lot of equipment items, though trolls normally are really unlucky at getting that. But oh well, let's continue. We're already on floor 3, I think. Yep. No sewers this time though, which is sad. There's also another special floor that I think we can get, which is the sarcophagus. No, it's the tomb, like a pharaoh's tomb, thing like that. Egyptian team with undead. That's also a fine sub-dungeon that you can get early on, in the early floors, but it's also rare and not guaranteed. But it's nice for extra XP. This time we don't really need it, to be fair. Let's just continue on. Didn't even butcher all the corpses that I had, but I will. Now, get food, kill enemies, fight attack. Ooh, now I have clouds from the god, which is nice. Ooh, Natasha. Let's actually move back so I can fight 1-1 and murder Natasha for extra XP. She wanted to check how much she gives me at this point. But oh well. Ooh, ring. It's strength. +3 strength, I believe that's determines damage, maybe hit, not sure. There it is, Natasha again. Ooh, that's my cat again. Great. Please be merciful, cat. Yes, yes, I love you as well. You might be able to hear it meow. It's in a playful mode. I really can't play with you right now, cat. Ow. This class, he hasn't learned to be gentle with the class yet. Alright, my level is 5 XP 46%. So with Natasha being as it is, well, at this point, let's see how much XP it gives me. Kill, kill, kill. It gives me, what, it was almost 20%? I want to say 19% to be exact. I already forgot. Oh well, let's continue. Get some meat. Where's the cat? Oh, there it is. Please don't. That's a lot of enemies. Oh well, it's one by one, so I should be able to handle it. And I'm level 6, get more intelligence. As you can see, I'm pretty far back to where I was. I believe last time we were level 9. Had about better gear, I want to say. But much less scrolls, I also want to say. But many more potions. About now, I'll go down this floor. Ugh. This is our ogre. It's also a bit of a weird, a unique guy. This is Blork, New York. He has some cool spells, and he's actually pretty tough at this point. So I'll leave. Let's go down here instead. Cat, I can hear you. Come on, jump. There you go. Don't go on the keyboard. Ah, good. It's going behind my screen to go on the window, which is it can do if it wants to. Let's do the adder. Let's read some. Of my scrolls. This is identify. I'll identify. Potion, curing. This is teleportation. This is uncurse. This is enchant weapon. We have none, and we will have none. This is mapping, which is great. I believe this right here is the temple, which is alright. Pink is normally special places. This next thing that I've read is I don't know. I missed the text because of the jackals. Let me see. Jackal. Down here. Fearsome Visage. So fear. Again, rare spell. Too bad I wasted it. Don't go on the keyboard, cat, please. Here, you can go on my lap. Hey, and you're going to the floor, aren't you? I can just stay my cat. I just want to pet you, cat. Oh well. Let's read the last two scrolls. Immolation. That can be an issue, because on dot on all enemies when you kill them, they explode into fires. If you have high fire resistance, you can use it as an AoE clear. Me? No, that would kill me. And amnesia, I'll just, annul the spell. Let's move on. Oh, also I should train invocation now. Kill the ant. Kill the ogre. Well, there's a chance it would kill me, especially with the spiked club. Base 22 damage. Yikes. Now let's move into the grasslands. This is bound to have a lot of enemies. Also got netted, which means I'm held. Also, let's actually pick up the net. And let's set what things to pick up, because I forgot to do it. Don't pick up arrows, but do pick up nets. Good. Pick up large rocks as well. That's probably Evelyn? No, Wu-Tang. That's a Wu-Tang, Wu-Jane council. They're an alright martial guard. Nothing I'm particularly impressed by, but they can be really great as well. I'll check my frames. I had some more dropped frames, but all around it's 1.7%, which is fine. What is it, cat? Ah, well, pick me out for some reason. Level 7, get some meat, and block the orc. Just dangerous at this point, but let's get the appendage anyway. Let's actually show off the upheaval spell from the guard. Though it has a chance of 17% of fail. Rather not. Wow, it pelted me with freaking spells at this point. But yeah, I murdered it pretty easily. It actually has a scimitar, which is a decent long sword, but no special effect, so you probably wouldn't even upgrade to it at this point. Here it has a war axe of draining. That would suck to get hit by. Would drain my skills and cost me some decent amount of health, but it's alright, we just continue. And yep, as I thought, the temple was there. I'll check it out, because might as well, but just to see what gods are there this time. But I have a god already, so it's not like I need to. What is it, cat? Keeps meowing randomly, probably wants attention. Starting to feel really bad about not playing with it, but I'm streaming. Please don't murder me. Also, there's a gold hidden here behind this plant. Let's tear it down and get the money. Let's see. Small temple this time. All gods I already know. I never showed Wu-Tang, which is, as you can see, extra damage when moving, airborne attacks, acrobatics and stuff like that. Cool stuff. There's also Kiku, which is another necromancer god. Yes, they have two. But everything else is, well, without your scene. Also, give me a moment, I'll go deal with the cat. Should mute my mic. Alright, the cat went into a wardrobe around me, and then proceeded to do weird things inside. I looked at it a bit sternly, and then it wanted to go out, so I let it out. Alright, next floor, we're at floor, what is it, 5. I believe we died at 7 last time. So we're getting there. My equipment is still lesser than last time. Here we have a zombie worker ant, which we never saw last time, but is also pretty uncommon. Evelyn again, or Evelion. It's weird. I'd like to say it's French, but I'm not sure. Imp, Phantom, which I should be able to take. Oh, I'm confused. And there's a lot of enemies. Let's try to run. Yeah, 3 casters, and I saw a lot of gnolls. Did we last time see a gnoll? I think so. Well, they're better orcs, more or less. Also, this time I got one of polymorph, which is alright. No, it's only 11% to succeed, but let's show upheaval. Should hit here and deal small damage around. Boom. This time corrosion like this. It dealt okay damage to these two, drained some piety. Wasn't really worth it at this point. Will be better when I get more piety, but not yet. Also leveled up. This guy has a halberd of protection, meaning when he hits he gains extra AC. Currently he has 10, so he might, currently he has plus, which might mean he already has the bonus, because this guy only has plus. And he's dead. Kill them all. Ooh, nice! One of the wizards had a magic robe, which is good that I checked. It's +2, so I should get more AC and resist negative energies, which means pain spells are harder to hit me harder, and draining is, well, it's harder to drain me now. This is a really important resistance to have. particularly in the late game when most enemies are demons and undead. And dragons will also drain you. Let's continue on. Mostly harmless enemies. This is a room I want to stay clear for a bit. Got failed to cast it. Failed to cast it again. That's unlucky, but I did manage to murder them all. Would have been nice to get the insurance, but no. Well, the insurance that it have given me from that extra spell. Also, as you can see, this is chainmail but magical, as you can see by the sprite. Too bad I can't wear it. Next time I play, I might just pick a spell that pick up race that can actually wear everything. Promise it would be fun. Those are one of my favorites. Sound of rushing water. That means there's a sewer here. And I actually think the floor 6 is the last floor it can appear on. So let's read the magic scroll of magic mapping. It's here. And let's instantly go towards there. Ooh, Hippogriff. Those are extremely dangerous and quite tough. Up to 3 attacks. And they're flying and fast. I don't think I can outspeed it. So let's get an appendage running and fight it. Good. Got lucky, didn't get hit a lot. And let's murder these guys. Also River Rat. Those guys are stronger rats. Didn't see them last time, but they're very common in sewers. Let's go here. Let's hope I get the unique troll. This time last time it was a lot of snakes and animals. This time it seems to be kobolds and jackals. In the sewers. Let's see if I can get, yes, Purgy. He's a tough enemy, dangerous, but not that dangerous anymore. Just a tough enemy to be specific. Extra HP, good regen, like a troll. But the cool thing is he's a troll, so he can drop his armor. Let's see if he will. Yes, troll armor, specifically Purgy. As you can see, it is 4 AC, can be enchanted to +4. Normally this is like +2 AC. Though I still probably won't be wearing this. It requires training 4, which I'm about to have, but this is +2 anyway, which means they're about equivalent, and the resist drain is better anyway, but still pretty good to get. Also 2 unique things here. There's Barding, which is armor that only centaurs can wear, and they can't wear any other armor, which is very bad for centaurs. And Naga Barding, which only Naga can wear. 2 things a Naga player would be quite jealous of for me finding, but neither of them were magical, so not too special. Now let's murder these guys, not that difficult, and continue on. He has a magical axe and hasted himself, so he could have been tough, but it's a -2 axe. It really wasn't. Ooh, Ash is a great god to me, but I already have a god. Also, unlike last time, this time I'm 3 pips into the god, so let's see what that gives me. I now gain the amazing power of Give Life to Me by Clouds, as you can see here. Still high chance to failure because of low invocation skill, so I'm not going to use it. Also costs a lot of piety, though because of a lot of piety and decent invocation, upheaval is now super guaranteed to hit. Level 9. I believe we're now back to where we were last time, this time in about 25 minutes. Explaining everything last time took its toll on the length of the stream. Let's get the appendage, wait and hope I don't get smitten, didn't, and fight 1 of 1. Good. waiting there was a question of decision, because the more dangerous thing there was the orc, but this time it ended up being fine. Let's continue. Everything here seems to be fine. Ooh, I got a spell book, which gave me more spells to learn here. This time it was a spell book, minor magic. Gave me magic, dark, blink, call, and slow, conjure flame, and magnetic cloud. So a bunch of miscellaneous spells. I suck at all of them, but I will get blink, because it is a 40% chance to succeed, which is decent, and can save your ass. It is eventually I will have, though I won't train actual translocation, eventually I will have high enough spellcasting to, for eventually, so essentially to have a decent chance to cast blink without failure. Might also get like level 3 on blinking on this level, because late game XP will be plentiful and 1.7 isn't that much. Before we go to like 3.0. So here's another spellbook, also minor magic, which is unfortunate, but alright. Here we have gold and something else. Gold and, oh, I can only see the gold. And a dagger, which I won't be picking up. The Ermitius, I think. Yep, the god of sneaking. Cool, now let's go down. Nice, I'm at floor 7, I believe that's where we died. Yay, one of my favorite gods. Let's see if we can live this time. Also, please be good. Regen. Alright, let me show you this. Currently our regen is 0.64, which is great. But with this regen amulet, 1.44. Regen amulet essentially gives you the troll regeneration. That I already have, but again as an item. So now I regen HP like crazy. Doubling up my strength is normally a good thing. So I will have to wait around less when I get damaged, and I will get bonuses as you already know. So I will live longer in fights. I mean, alright, let's continue. Shadow Imp, that guy's alright. Orc, more small guys. Ooh, I stepped into a trap, I believe. No, is it opening the door? Let me see. Oh no, as you can see, my noise is like permanently really high, because I keep making clouds appear around me. That's the negative thing about this god. Ooh, missed my chance. Let's use appendages and wait till I see myself getting hit. There it is. Tag invisible enemy and dead. I missed my chance to inspect him, to show him off. A bit of a ballsy move to just attack, it's alright. Here we have a leather armor that's +3 and magic resistance. Great for low armor, well, sneaky guys early on, but I can't equip it. Sadly. Let's continue. Alright, this floor's been cleared. Let's go next. 2 shops, this is great. A bookshop and a general store. This will have spell books, this will have general random items. It could be that one of them is a mimic, which means it will just disappear, but we will see if that is the case. Also, that was a new centaur, should have shown that. Is it? No, it would already have disappeared. A phantom, ooh, no. A 2-headed ogre. This is a big no to fight. And with a lot of enemies around. This guy's still around me. Shit. Good, I got one space away from him. Let's cast Blink. Didn't exactly help. Teleportation. Move. Nice. Let's wait. Good. I can already beat this guy. I'm quite confident of that. But I want to have appendages up, and I want to fight him one-on-one. Also maybe harass him with something like this wand. I'll fight him. As you can see, I'm half HP. A bad roll of the dice can kill me easily. Let's wait again. Cast appendages, go down, likely be assaulted by 3 enemies. Yep. First, also Sky Beast, as you can see here, immune to electricity, deals electric damage. Let's just kill the ogre. Yikes. The only thing that followed me was the Sky Beast. I ran because that bad dice rolls is specific. Right, only 2 enemies followed me, so that's easier than 3. Because phantoms are undead. Specifically, I didn't mention undead will never follow you up or down staircases. You don't have to worry about running from those. Also, come on! What's with these hordes of enemies? Well, actually, Qazlal is my god. They're being brought here by this loud sound. This is why this god never gets picked. Let's attack. And I'm running. I can't beat them, but I'd rather not risk it. So let's just fight. Another shop. Nice. Let's appendages, failed, and attack. Good. Let's explore. Minotaur. Ooh, nice. Now I got a level up with my god. I have now the next ability. First, missiles get repelled now, so range attacks do almost nothing. And I adapted now. When fire attacks hit me, I will gain fire resistance. Ice attacks, ice resistance, so on. And when normal attacks hit me, like physical attacks, I will gain armor. Now, this is a usable shop. This has a bunch of evocative items. Bunch of these are really good. For example, Lightning Rod is a great lightning AoE. Fan of Gales is a great push enemies away. Phantom Mirror makes a weaker copy of an enemy so that he fights with you. Sack of Spiders summons a bunch of spiders to fight as your allies. But my evocation skill isn't great and I'm not training it. I will also likely find some of those anyway, so I'll leave it as it is now. Also, wow, this is a Rendart or unrendart. Our artifact. +5 hunting sling effect is freezing and gives you resistance to electricity. If I was a guy that uses slings, this would be great. Slings though aren't that great as a weapon anyway. Also, this is a hound. I believe I didn't inspect those. Those are saw them multiple times. Those are meh enemies. Let's continue. Should be able to handle this now. I got trained. Alright. Now let's pick all of these up. Finally. A ring of good things, of ice resistance. Nice. Here we have a bunch of spell books. They're expensive and give you a lot of spells, like Book of Dragon, for example. Here gives you Flame Talon, Causes Fear, Bolt of Fire, Dragon Form, and Dragon Call. Endgame spells. Here's also a manual of poison magic. Quite rare and great. Manuals have the effect of giving you a +4 aptitude for about, I want to say, a lot of XP. I would say about 10 levels on average. Not sure exact numbers, but from 0 to 10 you have a lot easier to level up to. There's also some other things. Necromancy, for example. Here, Animate Dead and stuff like that. That's an early level, as you can see by cost. Enchantments. This is summoning, nothing special. Enchantments, nothing special. Transfiguration, that is something I will want. So, this has statue form, something I want in the long term, which is Transmutation Earth. Earth is the only It's the only thing I have. But of course I don't have the money. I wouldn't buy it anyway if I had the money, because I won't be able to use it for a long time. But I will do here and put an item on the shopping list, which is uppercase B for this case, meaning eventually when I want to buy it, I can press a hotkey that will find it. Here we have another shop, which I've done miscellaneous items, a ration, some items. Ring of magic protection might be worth it for a troll, even at this price, because you bump up my magic resistance. I will hold off and hope I find it anyway. And this floor has already had 3 shops. I believe this is a shop floor, which appears rarely, which normally has 4 or 5 shops. So there could be a accessory shop with our artifact that gives magic resistance and other things. I might buy the identify scroll though, because that's pretty cheap. Sure, I'll buy that. And I will now cast the other spell that I don't know what it does. It is noise. I do a lot of noise anyway, so who cares? Let's identify all of those potions though. I could also drink those off random, just how I use scrolls at random, but those have worse negative effects if it's bad. For example, this one, Potion of Degeneration. Want to know what it does? For a moment. It causes degeneration, which means you suddenly lose a lot of these stats, I believe maybe even drain. It's not good at all. Also gain a staff of digging, which for example can break this rock so I can fight these, but they're extremely dangerous. You can also dig into the wall. It's a great utility to have, to dig into it, move up and have a 1-tile corridor to fight in. Still, it has its uses, but nothing that I'll use right away. This though is now a different shop. This is also general goods, but in this case of unidentified items. For example, everything is normally pretty cheap here, so about average costed, but you don't know what anything does. Unless I believe you already identified it, in which case it's fine, like this. These two though, I will pick because 29 is not much, and yeah, this could be really good. It's also nice to just find them to identify them. This book though I won't touch because I have no idea which spells it has. Could grab these potions because that's cheap, but I'll pick it up. Good. Now let's read this scroll. Ouch. Scroll of Torment. Essentially this half my health and damage, and to enemies as well, but mostly to me. Good thing to know in advance so I don't read it when I'm in danger. And Scroll of Silence. In this area nobody can cast spells, including me. And another amulet. Doubt it's better than regen at this point, but could be. Another random items. Identified for 22 is cheap. Super cheap. I'll get that. What? You have 200. This is a new damage. Okay. Evocation. No, Box of Beasts is another evocative that scales with your evocation, which is good. So it's File of Bloods. This is an XP evocative, which means when you use it, it will no longer be usable until you gain a certain amount of XP. So you can only really carry one of them, which is alright. Now next thing, let me see. Let's identify my 2 new potions. Magic. So refreshes my magic. Not really worth it for a troll, but not too bad of a purchase. Let's see what this is. Hopefully it's a legit artifact. It's harm. Oh no. I take double damage and will and deal double damage, and when you remove it, you get badly drained. So all my skills are now much worse than normal. I did that because enemies are still not that tough. Better to resolve the issue now. Also a room of slimes. As you kill enemies, you get XP back to your normal. You gain XP to your skills like normal, and I believe at the same pace that you gain XP, you also remove drained XP. So you're not losing out XP. Now the other thing would be, let's drop the crit harm, and let's see. I got 3 of these randomly. Random effects. It does nothing, pretty much. Random uselesses. I shimmered blue. Let's cast again. Random uselesses. You class glow white for a moment. That's nothing. And let's do it again. A bright chartreuse. Pretty much that did nothing 3 times. It's a scroll to scam you into buying it, more or less. Ooh, porcupines. It's a decent damage but low HP, nothing too special. Should have fought a lot more tough things till now. Iguana, same thing, cold-blooded though, so you can freeze it if you're a cold caster or have a cold attribute weapon. This likely means this is the entrance to the first sub-dungeon, which I'll mention soon, but I'd like to point out my drain is now yellow, which means I've, well, not badly drained anymore, just moderately drained. And there's a lot of animal-themed enemies, because that's the sub-dungeon here. Yaks come in packs, but aren't that tough. If there were death yaks, that would be an issue. But let's still move back, because fighting 2 enemies at once, a bunch of enemies at once, with this many enemies is an issue. As you can see by my HP right now. Still should be able to just go on. Black bear, probably rage. Nope. So this is a ton of meat for me, so that's great. Also, let's now just wait, good, and explore. Yep, sub-dungeon, the lair. A beast-centric, a beast-themed sub-dungeon for 5 floors, with 2-3 more sub-dungeons in the sub-dungeon. This is the toughest spot early on for trolls, because it often has hydras. Hydras are multi-headed enemies that when you attack them with cutting objects, grow more heads with more attacks. Claws are a slashing weapon. Therefore, hydras are your worst nightmare in mid-game. Thankfully, I have the spells from my god to deal damage, and I have evocatives, which will normally deal with, well, most hydras. If there's a lot of hydras though, I will eventually run out, which is an issue of course. Also, my drain is now fully gone. Now let's... oh, didn't see you down here. Magical bow, cool. Short bow. Yeah, also magical armor, but useless to me. Magical club. Ooh, this guy's tough. This is a Cyclops. He deals up to 35, is extremely dangerous, throws rocks with high damage. So he can deal 35 plus rock damage of 20. That's a lot. Thankfully, I have repel missiles, which should deal with him fine. But I'm also a large class unit, which means I can throw rocks. It's also good for hydras. So I will actually set here training to 3. So now throwing will be trained up to level 3, so I have at least some hit chance. Ooh, two death sacks for me. Down here, this bloodstained trident. There's multiple levels of rarity. A normal, magical, and artifact. This is definitely an artifact, as I can see by the very cool look. Might even be an unrandom. Let me actually check it out, even though it's a waste. Yep, Trident of the Wasteland. Electricity and plus MAR, +4 to hit. Electricity is one of the best brands for fast weapons, because it deals, every time you hit somebody, it deals damage. A set amount of damage. Unlike, for example, fire, which deals a percentage extra to your damage. But, well, how should I say it? We are a troll, we don't need that. Also, I leveled up again, now have Disaster Area. An awesome evocative spell. Ha! Orca and a trial of enemies in long range attacks. Too bad we can't kill them. I mean, if I had like random rocks, I could. Or I could stay there, just wait for my clouds to hit them. Demetrius again. I think we already had him around. Oh well. Not a scroll. The scroll I'm looking forward to do most will be the Scroll of Acquirement, which is especially a wish spell, if anybody knows that. And I'm hoping that if I suddenly very happy about a scroll, you know why. This is Fog though, so meh. Fog is a pretty great spell, but meh. Also, this is our artifact, Executioner's Axe. No, actually it isn't. This is just a high level axe, which is also pretty good. Let's go on. Yeah, let's go down. Normally I could of course go to the sub-dungeon here, but generally I would recommend going to the sub-dungeon after clearing floor 10 here. Ooh, I've been slowed. Erika is a extremely dangerous elite with spells. Not that tough of an elite for trolls, but being slowed and fighting it would be a bad idea. So let's wait it out. Let's cast Beastly Appendages and go down again and fight her. Yep, killed her easily. She's more of an issue for spellcasters because she has anti-magic attacks, I believe. But she's always guaranteed to have a scimitar with a magic weapon currently, right? So for longsword users, she's a great thing to find. Now let's move on. Floor 10 is when the floors start to really get tough, just so you know. Currently, yeah, for example, that was now an orc with armor. Plate mail to be specific, which means he had a lot of protection. Degen, potion of degen, which I never want to see. Well, this for example is another orc, 20 damage with the +1 glaive, 28 HP. Orc warrior, I don't see what kind of armor he has, but I'll see plate, which means he had pretty decent amount of protection. Ooh, this guy's annoying. Manticore has the throw barbs effect. If he hits you, you cannot move anymore. If you do, you take damage on every tile you move. Thankfully, he doesn't have ranged attacks, but combined with ranged attackers, or combined with a bunch of enemies where you want to flee, he is a huge pain. Also, I'd like to show, just got hit with electric damage, so I gained our electricity. So, resistance to electricity, because God power. This one, the mental resistance to mental damage. I should already have gained, for example, AC resist here. I have now +3 AC, protected from physical, because that's the physical resistance effect from Fetas as well. Not Fetas, Qazlal, whatever. It's not that great, there's a lot better, but it's an upside. In general, this card isn't that great, but I feel like playing with him. Now, generally, I should probably already be going to um, sorry, the lair, but there is another guaranteed dungeon that is around 10, the orc lair. Also want to find that. Now though, I kind of am stuck into doing this floor because you heard a loud grunt, and there it is. This means this is a portal for battle portal. That was it, right? The hero of battle. It's surrounded by halberds, which means this is a halberd portal. Should I? I don't know. Halberd portal means this will be a portal full of enemies with halberds. So, not halberds necessarily, just ranged weaponry. For example, here if I go, I'll be able to move here, but they'll be able to hit me from there. So let's just hit them from here. Who can play at this game? I should just throw a rock. I miss, I hit. Getting hit by one guy isn't an issue. Here's back to what? Back out. I don't care. I want actually the loot. This is actually a lot of enemies. So let's wait a bit. Ha! He got hit, murdered by my aura. And another guy that died by my clouds. Clouds are doing a real good job here. This is a magic weapon. Yeah, my clouds are doing great for this. It also makes them hesitant to move. There's a cloud here. So it's good at zoning in this case. This guy got hit by a cloud and died. Ooh. Where's the entrance already? By the way, this roar of battle means there is always this kind of place. A place which specialized in a specific weapon. In this case, this was pole arms. So this will have a bunch of pole arms weapon enemies. Personally, I think crossbow is the worst, because then you have a bunch of enemies doing range damage to you. But it's pretty much always orcs that are in here. It's not really worth it unless you're a, in this case, a polearm specialist, because all the items will be only polearms. But it's still decent XP, so eh. Huh. Is there no entrance, or did I miss the entrance? Oh, the entrance is here. Oops. Alright, let's... No, he can already hit me. I do have to watch out that I don't suddenly... that no guy can attack me multiple times. Orc knights are pretty tough orc enemies, extremely dangerous as you can see. But he can't attack me from here. I can attack him from here. So let's blast him a bit. It's a shame to actually use up all of my attack items like this, but better safe than sorry. No, do not disrobe. Especially so these are supposed to be my anti-Hydra weaponry, but yeah, I don't want to risk damage. Yeah, as you can see, kind of pretty sad, only gain gold. Ooh, I regret everything I've said. Shiny ice dragon scales means this is magical dragon scales. Not only that, ice dragons, it's something I can wear actually, because dragon scales are not, what's it called, one of the rare things that I can wear as a large mob. So I equip it, it's magical +2. So as an example, currently I have 5. With this I have 9 with my current normal armor. With this I have AC 18. Here's the issue though. I do not have 9 armor rating, armor skill, which means, how should I say it? I get penalties to movement and attack during this armor, as well as EV, I believe. you see? Yeah, -2 in this case. It is questionable sometimes whether it's worth it. In this case, I say yes, 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 it's worth it. This much extra IC is great, and as long as I make sure I don't get surrounded by a lot of enemies that will then get multi-attacks, I should be fine. For example, this could be an issue because suddenly I can get smited by a lot of imps. So let's do an elemental upheaval here. Another one to kill these guys off. Good. And yeah, let's move back. This guy, invisible. This guy. Let's. I really want to kill that priest. Good. I've moved forward. I really shouldn't have. And I see a tough enemy. These guys. Extremely dangerous, high damage. Extra electric damage. Oof, that sucks. What do I do? I can beat him, I'm confident. And if he hits me with electricity damage, well, I'll just become resistant to it. But the thing with them is they shift attack types. So at one moment there'll be electricity enemies with resistant to electricity, then fire, then so on and on. Thankfully I managed to kill them all, and there were only 2 of them, so yeah. One thing that I'm sad about right now is I still haven't gotten a hat. Hats are pretty rare, but still haven't gotten one. Also, my best current, what's it called? Cloak is just a +0. Didn't even get armor scroll. So, alright. Another thing though that's great, I found the Orcish Mines entrance. The great thing about that is they have a bunch of orcs, meaning every orc is guaranteed to have pretty much a weapon, and most down there have armor. So if you are a guy that can wear armor and weapons, it's a treasure trove of random weapons and armors. You're pretty much guaranteed to find something good down there that you can main. It's not good for me. They don't wear dragon scales anyway, so I wouldn't really gain anything from going down there. But this enemy is a special enemy that it's like the bat. It moves back and forward non-stop, but it's invisible. So it slowly attacks you while you don't know where it is. My clouds can deal with it fairly fine, and oh, it died apparently. And yeah, I can randomly attack it and heal fast enough. Shit, I fell into a tunnel. Now I have been dropped 2 floors, and this is already a very tough enemy. This means now there are enemies that are this level floor enemies down here. Ooh, got something nice though. I want to get up as fast as possible. I gained assets. Dragon skin. Oh no, not this guy. Kill, kill, kill. Nice. This is the biggest issue of being Qazlal, a follower. I am really loud. All enemies will be coming to me and trying to kill me. But I'm in a floor with tougher enemies. So I really want to get out and sneakily. Good. Also, dragon scales I can wear as well. They're also better armor rating, so I can actually wear them, unlike these ones without penalties. But might be worth it. Also, currently I have a weakness to fire, because this equipment gives you +2 resistance to cold, but a weakness to fire. You know what? I'll unequip these skills. Equip dragon gives me a lot less AC, but I actually don't have penalties, which is good. Find upstairs, please. Upstairs. I would normally use, there we go, mapping scroll, but no. Good, let's go. And this is everything. So, first what I will do is now just dip into Orcish Mines, see if I can find a shop. Because shops are very common here. I didn't find any though. Let's see if I can grind some XP here, because most enemies are easy. I can easily run. These guys are the toughest, which is demons, but they're fine. Floor 1 of Orc. Orc is a 2-floor dungeon. Floor 1 is normally fairly easy. Unless you get an elite. This also seems to be, there's a few variants. This is the variant that also spawns ogres, gnolls and trolls, as you can see. Normally those aren't as common. I have no health. Let's heal up. I'm picking up a bunch of gold. Ooh, also, oh no, oh no, oh no. I'm fucked. So, I fell down a floor. Mapping. Closest entrance is there. Exit is there. I want to kill the magician quick. He already confused me. Great. Alright, so I'd like to run, so I'll cast the Scroll of Fear, which will make everybody run from me. Most people run from me. I got hit a bunch, which is very bad. YOLO. YOLO. Scroll of Teleportation. Drink a healing potion, which barely made me keep up. Drink another healing potion, which did help. Curing potion to just get a bit of health back. And I did not get teleported in the right corner of the dungeon. Now I did though. Get out. But I hit the jackpot here. Reason I decided to do floor 1 here is because I want to find shops. Specifically, a shop of jewelry. So, I present to you the choices we have. Most of it pretty crap. But here we have our artifact. Amulet of Karoya. Reflect, which I already have. Actually I have Repelnish, so it's not sure if that's the same. Fragile, which means if I ever take it off, it breaks. Resist cold +3, which is great, but I already have cold dragon scales. Resist negative +2, which is legitimately great. -2 intelligence, it's meh. +4 shield value. This is definitely worth it. Especially if I had, instead of ice dragon scales, fire dragon scales. I don't, but still. This is something I should have actually marked as I want to come back for item. So I will. Of course it's possible I find something better eventually, but I don't currently have anything better. Good. So, what do I want to do? Should probably go to, what's it called? I should probably go to the lair, meaning 1 floor up. This is really far from any upstairs. Another up, and here. Oh, that enemy here? No. So, let's hope for minimal amounts of Hydras. And I found an elite, Joseph. At this point, not that scary, but this guy has a quarterstaff and normally a sling, and can really murder you from a distance quick. If you find him on early floors, he's a big issue, but not really right now. I'm nearing 9, which is good. Currently just having our corrosion equipped is fine enough for me. Also, you will notice once I get the proper level, I'll also have more AC than last time when I wore it. I believe I had last time. Ooh, that's bad. This is a guy, a basilisk. He can petrify you. A cancellation, I believe, ends petrification. It does. And I want to murder him, because turning into a stone statue while surrounded by enemies is bad. Normally I could probably just tank it, but I was already about halfway down with my HP. It wasn't really worth ending the run, and consumables are there to be consumed, so fuck. Here's the Hydra. So in this case, six-headed Hydra, decently strong. I thankfully have a wand of clods. It is a pretty good wand to deal specifically for Hydras, because it will summon a bunch of clouds like I summon normally, but in this area. So, boom, suddenly it is in poison clouds. It is resistant to poison though. Normally it is a random which cloud you get. In this case I got the worst one for me. But I can try to wait. It isn't worth it. Let's try it once more, hopefully with a different one. Poison again, not the different one. Ha. Fine, I will pelt it with ice. But I'm no longer ice resistant. Here. Elemental appeared for the last one, and it failed me. Oh, but ice. Good. So that went so-so, to be honest. Ah, fuck, another Hydra. The worst part is it loses me cloud casts, and it's poison again. And I really don't have a lot of staffs to use against them. At this point I am going to attack it. As you see, it was a 4-headed one. As I attacked it, turned into a 5-headed one, but it died before it mattered. Yeah, this is really bad for now. I didn't really pick up a lot of evocatives to deal with Hydras. Might have to go buy some, worst case scenario, which would be a shame. How much money do I have? Over 1,000. Could go buy that necklace right now, but I'm still not decided I want it. It is good, but I could. It doesn't. Especially if I stick to this ice scale, to these ice scales, it isn't something I want in the long term, because I will have ice protection covered. So it only really has R negative, then going for it, and the shield value, which isn't that great then of a necklace, especially when it breaks. This guy's an issue. Extremely dangerous, 150 HP, can cast a lot of spells. Gastrope the Ponderous. He always has a hat, which is great for me, but he also often has the hat of Pondering, which isn't that great. So, in order to deal him, I'm going to use Elemental Force. 1% chance to succeed, but elemental cards around me will turn into allies. So Earth Elemental and Air Elemental in this case. With 3v1 I should be able to kill him easily. And nice! Got a hat, +1 intelligence. So now I have a +1 hat of intelligence. Sorry, that means I gain +1 AC from the hat and 3 intelligence from it being the hat of intelligence. So these appendages becomes easier to cast, for example. It is also around this time that I now want to start learning these two things, because these will slowly level and I want to get better at all of the other ones. Do I have an earth spell? Let me see. No, conjure, poison, summoning, poison air, hexes, poison, transmutation, conjuration, air, transmutation, ice, poison, transmutation, poison. No, I will learn blade hands, though I will probably never not use it anytime soon. I also want to learn an earth spell so I can start training in earth magic. The spell class I'm the best at. Here's another basilisk. He did petrify me, so I'm starting to petrify, but I will probably kill him before I become stone. I didn't, so I will now take a bunch of hits, but he was really bad at hitting me. Also, I'm level what? Level 12. By now, nope, nothing changed. Mutations will normally level up over time, but I haven't seen that yet. Also, I'm a huge idiot. I should have by now already picked up a shield to start training shields. Here's some magic boots which I can't also wear. What's that? 8.4. In a really very soon I will be able to wear that armor. Good. So floor 2 of lair also finished. No hydras on floor 2, which was great. Now that I've mentioned it, I will instantly get a hydra here. There it goes. This is a necrophage as well. This is an undead, which I'm surprised is even here. Okay. I will now elemental upheaval the hydra. Heck yes. It dealt blizzard, so ice damage, but it went right, so it's hidden here. It also seemed to have healed, which is weird. But fire damage, which is the best type to deal against a hydra, if I remember. And now I will try to ice damage it, which didn't work. I will try ice damage it again, which hit me because I was in the range, but I think it is worth it. Necrophage also made me sick, which I believe, I'm not sure what it does. Stat down, something like that. It's weird. It's a weird condition. Let's wait and heal. Good. Also leveled up, but gain nothing extra. Dead enemies here. So that normally means dragon, I believe. No. Weird. Well, copper ring, let's see what it is. Oops. Ring of corrosion resistance. I already have that with this, but to be fair, soon I will make be wearing the the other armor, so the corrosion resistance will be great. Ooh. These are dream sheep. They will make you fall asleep. So they have horrible damage, but if you're in the middle of a bunch of enemies, you will just suddenly find yourself asleep, and a bunch of enemies will hit you, and then they will put you to sleep again. The dream dream sheep, and so on, and then you will die horribly. Ooh, another ice armor. I seriously doubt this is magical as well, but I'll put it on just to test it. It is not. Oh well. Too bad, I really would have wanted a fire one. Also, this is another preset dungeon. Moths of Wrath are really dangerous. They berserk other enemies, which makes other enemies really powerful. There's also Spriggans, which are so-so. Spriggan berserkers, which are very tough. There's Spriggan Riders, which are very tough, and a Ghost, which is extremely dangerous. I am not going anywhere near this dungeon. The only thing it has inside anyway is a Outer to Trog. Yeah, fuck this dungeon. Ooh, shield. I will now equip the shield and also start training shields. So, now my XP is really being spread across a lot of things. So slowly things will be very slowing down quite quickly in terms of what I'm getting. Two things now. First, I've found the Spider Nest, the first sub-dungeon. Quite tough. Well, among the 4 sub-dungeons that you can find, 2 guaranteed, it's probably the easiest one. Still, not something you want to find now. Second, here's an elite called Sonya the Assassin. Low HP, high dodge, can teleport and blink. Issue is she pretty much always has a dagger of distortion. If that hits you, first there's a chance that you will be randomly teleported across the floor. That would be fine. There is also a chance you will be teleported to the Abyss. The Abyss is an endgame area that is actively being randomly generated as you walk it. It has a lot of endgame enemies. You do not want to fight it. You do not want to be there anytime soon. Anytime close to now. Second thing, you see there's a wall here, but I have no way to get there. Could try digging into, but you will also notice there's only 2 upstairs here, meaning there's some stairs some upstairs still on the floor, because there's always 3 upstairs and downstairs on each floor. Meaning, as you can see, there's a star here that we haven't explored it, so this will lead to the unexplored area. And this has a bunch of crocodiles. And probably some more general loot. Doubt it's anything special that's going to be in here, but still, XP is an XP is XP, as long as it doesn't murder you. I got marked. I stepped on... that's bad. I stepped on a mark, which is normally means it's a trap that marks you. Enemies will easily be able to find you, and I believe as well that they... what is it? They'll be easy to find you and have extra hit. Now I've did the wand again of clouds again to see if I can kill everyone and the Hydra with an effect. I got poison again, which sucks. So elemental upheaval the Hydra. It is cold and killed a bunch of other guys. So again fire and almost killed the Hydra. Again blizzard and killed most guys. These guys are the actual worst guys here. Hornets. Hornets have a poison that, instead of poisoning you, slows you. This is very bad, as you can imagine. First, I will drink a Q potion to remove the poison effect that I have stacked up. Second, I will cast elemental upheaval again. As you can see, I've cast it so much now that I've lost a star with God. The likely hit me as well, but I've killed both of them, which is the important part. I've survived the encounter. So let's butcher them. Money and jeweled short sword. I believe that means it's a legit artifact. Fuck. Here is another Hydra. Another thing we can try doing to Hydras is Wand of Polymorph. If succeeded, they will become an enemy, a different enemy, normally around either the same hit dice difficulty or a higher hit dice difficulty. So most of the time it sucks. In this case, Hydras are our natural enemy, so I've definitely removed them. I got instead Catablepas. It's essentially what's it called? Something like a cow. moment. I can't believe a Gorgon, I believe it's called. It has high damage, which is an issue, but the real issue is it has a spell that casts a petrifying cloud that can make you turn you to stone if you stand in it. So I'll move out and attack it again. It casts it again, I will move out, and I killed it. And there's some more potions here. Now let's leave and go back down to the next floor. Lair should have 5 floors. Oppressive heat. That's an important thing to know, because that means this floor has the fire dungeon. Normally I would now already be wearing my Ice Dragon scales. Issue is fire dungeon means fire attacks, meaning the fire weakness from the ice scales is very bad. So I will hold off for a bit more. But I will read the unknown scroll, enchant armor, that's great. Enchant my... could enchant my scales, dragon scales even more, but I'll enchant my hat because I will likely not find anything better for a long time. Or ever. Next I will also cast mapping, and I now see where the dungeon is, because it will eventually go away. I want to make sure I get there in time for the extra XP and gear. All items in there have either fire resistance, fire damage, and so on. So it generally isn't that great of a place for you. This is annoying. Isn't that great of a place to be in, but it's still alright. Because one of the things I hope I can find here is Fire Dragon Scales, which would make the what's it called? The one necklace that we found incredibly good. Like I said, there's a bunch of fire enemies here. Some of them are pretty tough, like that lizard there, but I should be able to handle it. I did find something awesome. That is a cloak, magical cloak, which means it's pretty much guaranteed to be a fire resistance magical cloak, and it is. But it is also likely more than +0. So now I have another fire resistance, +1 cloak, so +1 armor more than the last one, and I have resist fire +1, which is freaking awesome to have. The other thing would also be something that's pretty rare. I found a Faustiballus, which is the upgrade version of a sling. It's actually pretty rare to find that, so I find myself lucky to even see it. There's the Hellhound as well, which breathes fire. There was a Salamander earlier, which is a fire resistant Drake-like enemy, but nothing too special. Now, something I would like to do is I'd like to identify the potions I haven't yet, and I would like to see if I have a potion of flight. Yes, exactly one. So I have to be careful. I will drink it and fly over the volcano. And watch out, see those hidden loot here. You have to watch out because see a message down there that says you are no longer feeling very buoyant. Then I have to get out. You are starting to lose buoyancy. Yep. So flight is going to go away, and it did now. So this, all things considered, was a pretty almost empty volcano level. Still alright for me. I got a better cloak, and I got fire resistance, which is a great upgrade as is. Now when I wear my ice armor, I will again be neutral to fire damage, which I was neutral to fire damage before getting the cloak. So I will essentially be back to what I was, but in a much better position. So let's equip it now. Let's stop training armor at double speed. Now, as you can see, armor rating AC 23. I mean, partially is because I have a +2 better hat, +1 better cloak, but also because now I'm fully taking advantage of my armor. Also, here's a magical helmet, which I can't wear. Oof. The other dungeon branch I found is shoals. Shoals are pretty good, all things considered. They can have good gear, but are probably the most difficult dungeon branch. Also, I found another Hydra, which is never good. Let's cast Wand of Shattering. It's the best single targets wand, which is good that I found it. Though, luckily, of the two dungeon branches that there are, the absolutely worst one for a troll is swamps, because it is full of hydras and can have an elite, so can have a rare elite hydra with like 18 heads. That would be very bad to get. So thankfully, even though shows isn't optimal, it's still not the worst. The other thing other than the swamp that you can get is snake and spider. Spider I've gotten, snake I haven't. So snake is so probably tougher than spider and normally swamp unless you're a troll. Also found another ring of wizardry. Makes it so you cast spells much easier. It's not doing a lot of effect, so 12% for me currently at my BCS appendages, while normal would be 28. So you can see a lot of difference, but you would also notice, hey, wasn't my BCS appendages spell like down to 10%? Why is it 28 now? Because wearing heavier armor gives you penalty to spell casting, especially when you aren't fully proficient in the armor. Encumbrance does it, and my encumbrance rating of the armor is 11. So I will still gain penalty to spellcasting from the armor, but not to dodging and the like, because I fulfilled one quota but not the other, so to say. Also, I will fight this horde here, while being surrounded by them, simply because my clouds will deal a lot of our AoE damage, and I can fight them until I get fairly low and then bail, like I did. Though I might have waited a bit too long even then. So now I'll wait and heal up and go back down again, repeat the process. Let my clouds do a lot of the job here. Good. So let's move on. Ooh, a lot of frogs. Cool. Shit. Another Hydra. Well, I've maxed out my pike again, so let's use it again. Upheaval 1, upheaval 2, and I'm already back down one level on my piety. Yeah, personally I'd say this guard uses piety way too quickly, but alright. Ooh, a manual. Or is it a spellbook? It's a spellbook. Oops. What did I get? Freezing Cloud, Ring of Flames. It's only 2 spells, because the other ones I've already had in my library. This was a Book of Clouds. Ring of Flames is Fire Charms, and the other one is Ice and just Ice. No, Ice Conjuration Air. Sadly, still no Earth one. Here's a Scroll of Torment, which I will not wear. Also, I'm at Layer 5, I forgot. That should be the final. No, apparently Layer 6 is the final one. Oops. Here's an elephant. They have a lot of HP and can push you when they attack you, which makes, well, if you're in a choke spot, they can put you out in it can be an issue. Thankfully, isn't here. This guy is a Oclo plant. These are ranged enemies that will corrode you, but they can't move. Have our corrosion, so harder to corrode. Still got corroded on the first hit, so I will advance. I'll retreat it and I will advance again. Also, in this case, this is the last branch, the guaranteed one, slime pits. They have slime flooring, like here, and slime flooring will damage you over time and can also corrode you. And everything in there is a slime. If you're going down there, our corrosion is something you have to have. Also, next to the slime pits is normally where the shrine of Jivia is, or something like that. It's with an epsilon, a lot of epsilons, or Jivia, something like that. It's the god of mutations. It can be pretty alright, all things considered, but it comes up very rarely, as it's only guaranteed to be in the slime pit or outside of it. Like here, it was not even outside, so I'd have to go inside to a dungeon that's about 10 to 15 levels of, now about 10 levels of gear and actual levels more higher than I am prepared for. Also, I just got something, but I forgot what. Oh yeah, a scroll. I want to read it. It's immense power, holy word. Normally it would smite enemies that are unholy, undead and demons. I also have another one that I missed. A brand weapon. You normally give a weapon that you have a magic effect. But I have no weapons and I need no weapons. So, meh. Good. Now let's go to the final floor of the layer. I will just wait around, because likely enemies will come to me, since I'm so loud. Here's also the Death Yak. High damage, 30 damage, 77 HP, and highly resistant to magic. If you're a magic user, these guys are your worst nightmare. Nothing else in here has quite as high magic resistance, other than maybe dragons. Maybe even, no, not even Dream Sheep. They're actually pretty average. But yeah, as you can see right now, Dream Sheep's gotten dreamed next to enemies quite a few times, and I'm pretty low on HP, or got pretty low. Thankfully, I recovered. Thank God to troll, high level of troll regen. More wolves. I'm still streaming, right? Then we'll check. Yeah, I am. Good, let's continue on. Ooh, bees can be pretty powerful early on, but not anymore. Melia are tough because they can smite and heal. They're like the orc priests. So if they're behind a bunch of enemies, you're not in luck. Also, if you're, for example, petrified, like I'm right now. Thankfully, when you're stoned, when you're a statue, you gain resistance to tormenting effects, like smites. That's why statue form particularly is incredibly good. And let's go kill the Melia. I'm surrounded by bees. Thankfully, clouds deal a lot of AoE. These are low HP enemies, so they die quickly. Oh, that's why. There's a queen bee around. Queen bees are unique enemies that happen from time to time. Nothing too special, but they can enrage bees, which will make them quite powerful. Thankfully, I've taken the bee out before it got an issue. I am though on low HP, so I'll drink. I'm in a nice position to show off something else. Potion of lignification. It will turn me into a tree. Alright, let me drink it. give me higher C resistances and everything. Actually, in hindsight, won't drink it because I already have about as high AC as I would get for these from the potion, so it's not really worth it in hindsight. Good thing I didn't. So I could try to run to get another position, but bees are quick, so that's an issue. I will do an elemental upheaval up here. Yep, took out 4 bees. That about did it with the danger. And good. There's a few more up here, but normally it used to be when every food item was unique that it would be start full with honey, which is not food item. Now it's just full of rations, which is still great. So currently I have 53 rations. I will pretty much never be hungry, which, as I'm eating all the corpses of my enemies, you might think won't ever be an issue for a troll anyway, but demons can be eaten nor undead, and later branches have a lot of them. Also, now it's Gorgon essentially. You see the Death Yak actually got petrified, so it can petrify allied units, which is pretty cool. And it will likely do so right there. Yep, petrified. Ooh, there's a troll shaman. It's a troll caster. It's nothing too special at this point. You can kill it easily. Ooh, I didn't see those two. First, Death Yak, you know those. Here's a dire elephant. A lot of HP, a lot more attack than normal elephants. Thankfully, also not that big of an issue. Here's a silent scroll, more food, enchant armor, 2 more staffs, gold, lightning rod, which is great, and another spellbook of misfortune. It gave me a bunch of hex spells. Is any of them an earth type? No. No. Yes, good. Now I've learned petrification. I'll never use it, but now that I have petrification, I can start learning earth magic, which I will need for statue form eventually. Also, you will notice my spellcasting skill is still pretty shit with most of these spells, because I'm wearing heavy armor and I still haven't gotten to the encumbrance. To the place where I will remove the encumbrance penalty. I got another ring of strength. Current is +3, this one is +3, so it doesn't matter which one I wear. Also, I will do some cleaning of my inventory right now. Yeah, about that. Also remove Wand of Random Effects. I also have a few more potions that I don't know what they do. Actually, one potion, so I'll find out. It's Potion of Haste, a really good one. Haste, if you don't know, makes me move and attack at double speed, but after it wears off, I suddenly move and attack at half speed, I believe. Similar effect is also there's a similar effect by Rage as well. Rage potion. There's also Steam Dragon Scales, makes you immune to steam. That's only hot water, nothing else, not clouds in general. It's decent to find on the floor randomly, but I already have scales, which at this point sometimes I don't as an troll. So still, appreciate it. Good. Let's break this down. Okay, so I've fully cleared this floor. Now the question is this branch. Now I will leave it. I won't even dip into any of the other ones. Not worth it right now. I'm thinking maybe I should go buy that necklace. probably worth it. I hope it will be worth it. Be a shame if it ends up being a waste of money, but it is probably worth it. My fear is that I find something about as good close by, and then I constantly don't want to remove the one because that I have, because it would break. But let's take it. So I'm removing regen and putting the new one on. It will lower my intelligence, which sucks, but I have now gained maximum immunity to cold, which I almost had, almost maximum immunity to negative energies, some extra shield value, and a reflect, which I should have had from my guard anyway. So currently I will go explore floor 11 and 13 of the dungeon proper, because I think those will be easier for me than the actual Orcish mines, floor 2, and then I will return to the Orcish mines. Here's a weapon shop, which didn't have anything for me. Here's Wraiths and Josephine. Wraiths can drain your mana, and Josephine can have some nasty spells, but it's fine. Mostly because, how should I say it? I'm pretty powerful right now, if I do say so myself. I also got a new spellbook here. It's necromancy, nothing too special. Bunch of bees and Snorg. Snorg is actually quite dangerous, especially because he berserks. At this point though, I should also still have it in the back. Ooh, though I did take a lot of damage. Snorg is, by the way, a troll of essentially Trog. I got a necklace. Ha ha ha. What does the necklace do? But just +6 reflection. Ooh, a Fenar. Fenar is the cold-hearted. He has a bunch of cold spells. I am immune to cold though. Take that, cold wizard. He's also always guaranteed to have cold robes, which I don't need since I already have better stuff. Alright, all went fine. How long am I? Almost 4 hours at this point of streaming. It's getting late for me, but I don't want to stop this run midstream. But this could literally be a orb run, so one where I finish it, and that can take up to like 7 hours. Ooh, here's a Falchion of Ryoshinok. Flame, Blink, Rage, resist negative energy, strength, +7 as well. That's an awesome long sword. If I was a longsword user, that would be godly. Too bad though, I'm not. Here's also a bunch of vault guards I tagged myself into. They're pretty standard humans, high armor but nothing too special. Still, being surrounded by them isn't good, but I can tab them to death at this point. Here's also one with a unique axe. Oh, Steam Dragon. I'm immune to clouds though, so it can't even hurt me, unless by meleeing. Here's another Vault Guard. Vault Guards normally mean the Vault sub-branch is close, which is also a branch that is guaranteed to be there. But yeah, there it is. It's decent. I'll probably dive in. So after I finish Orc, I'll finish the dungeon proper. Then I will probably go to the vaults up to the semi-final floor. The final floor of the vaults itself, though, is incredibly difficult. Not something you want to do anytime quickly. It's also a yak tower. They're essentially the same thing as centaurs, but with crossbows. Here's a fire giant, the same thing like cyclopses or um, ogres, but fire themed. I do have kill them. I do have neutrality to fire, so he would deal fairly decent damage to me. But oh, he's still there. He became invisible. Oh shit! Now he hit me a lot. He's been hitting me while he's been invisible, and I haven't noticed. So now I will try to pass the blink spell. I succeeded. I'm next to a shadow dragon. I will try to pass the blink spell. I succeeded, and I'm fairly far away and dead. So that sucked a lot. Well, here's my high scores, by the way. This troll Transmuter is here, I believe. Yep, died by shadow dragon. So fourth of the ones that I have here on the current version. Though the best one I won for fee, it's the full orb run I did, I believe. As you can see, this run had 72,000 points. That run had 12,900,000 points. So pretty good. Still, that was a good run. The other two runs I had that are pretty good as well were Troll Monks, which is one of my favorite ones as well. Died to Depth Stow. Also died to Fire Giant and Spark Wasp. It's pretty sad. Oh well, that would be everything for the stream. I'll probably be uploading this as well. So, yeah, thank you for sticking out here with me. Goodbye.